See, guys, I'm just testing you. I'm just testing you. Don't you worry. Massive shout out to the community for letting me know I'm muted straight away. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone out there. What's up, YouTube? Don't worry, it's becoming a thing I do. When I move those scenes, I don't know how to use the technology. But what we do know here on the channel is we know how to do some technical analysis. So today we'll be talking about a little bit of fundamental analysis, some real brief overnotes, I guess you would say, and then we'll be talking about the technical analysis. I'm not muted now. Yes, I'm getting messages in Discord. Everyone's harassing me. It's just a funny thing we do here. Let's get stuck into it straight away. The mic should be working now. I'm sure it is. Here we go. There we go. Works. Haha. Yep. All good, guys. But you're getting the chat off and it's getting started right, I think. S&P 500, 38.15. Nasdaq, 12,463. Has everyone's weekend been good? Because unfortunately for a few long holders, it may not be so good. But GME crowd, I saw green before. We'll go through that very, very shortly. Gold, 1687, really coming down into that support. We'll talk about that. Silver, hovering around. US dollar index, 92.25. I'll repeat that, 92.25. So we mentioned last week, this was the important area. I know for a fact that if the dollar index continues to go up, it is well known that that means usually risk off in the market. And if we hit that 94, possibly we will make a movement past the long leg dojis of last week on the weekly. We'll take a look. VIX is up, DAX is up, Euro stocks is up, yet the stock market in the US, the Nasdaq, is down. Sid coming in with US $2. Tom putting on the boomer in Boomerang. Yeah, it's cold here, man. Anyone else here from Melbourne? Shout out. It's raining outside. It's cold. It's miserable. But that's okay because we've got the stock market to warm us up. All right, SPX. Where was the close last week? We closed at 38.41. Now we're trading around 38.18. Not so good, but it's worse when we go to the QQQ, when we go to the Nasdaq. That's down 1.4% as we mentioned before, 12,477, led by hyper stocks going down. Let's talk about the weekly. I think really this is the main type of candle that we always look to. So we still have our long lasting trend line. I wouldn't get rid of this until it breaks through or something goes bad. Do it on the daily, leave it on your charts. The trend line is good and the trend line is a great level for taking profit previously and showing where weakness might come back into the market. This candle I want to focus on immediately today before we go into the cryptocurrency and talk about all of those. This candle here really shows us indecision. And what is a long leg doji? Indecision. We ended and started around the same point for the week. We have a high, we have a low, and until we really close outside of this indecision, we're just trading within really a neutral sentiment. So we close below this point. It's bearish and it's very bad for bulls in the market. In fact, it's so bad that we go down almost assuredly back down to this 3,500-ish period, 3,600. Now, if we close bullish again, where are we going towards? 4,000. So the long leg doji is probably the 2 points that I will have highlighted on my screen all of this week throughout the trading sessions. And I will literally have my horizontal lines on the top and the bottom, and we'll be watching it. What's going on today in terms of where we expect the market to potentially find some support? So we'll go into the smaller time frames, down where Sid likes to hold. We won't go the 1 minute for him, but we will go down. 3,800, this is one of the points that I expect there to be a little bit of battling. Now, we know that 3,800 to the 3,820 was previous buying pressure. So where do we expect this market to open? Somewhere at a critical point to make a decision on what's going to be going on for today. 3,810, 3,800, 3,820, somewhere in this range, we expect the buying to open up. Now, if it gets through there and it closes below, like many Elliott Wave people have been talking about this as well, they expect a decline back into the lows. And actually, that's fairly healthy. If we get a decline down to here and some buying pressure, it means we've really considered this level. And then if we start to move up, you know the bottom's in. When you get a two-touch bottom and it moves up and it breaks through the high, it's definitely in and you're in for a very nice April period. But we know March isn't that great. And March is not that great. Let's have a look at the community here. What are people saying? GME is the only position that keeps lots of people's portfolios green. Smoking as says, absolutely. It's horrible here in Melbourne, says Matthew Harris. Yeah, it's pretty bad here. Love seeing the DAX up, so long term is working, Chris says. Well, that's because the value and energy stocks and all the stocks in the older school kind of indices are doing quite well. JK says, morning from the East Mountains. Thank you very much. Worst summer in Melbourne's history, pretty much from Chris. Yes. Usual. Yeah, everyone's whinging about that stuff. Absolutely. All right, I'm not sure if this is still going. Tesla, don't worry, Victor. We will be looking at it. Yes. In before warmest Melbourne winter. Oh, maybe that will happen. So dollar index is going to be one of the things that we're watching for the SPX. But they're the points that I'm expecting for today around the open. 3,800 may be reached. If 3,800 is reached, this will be the point where the bulls take control if they can, and they try to buy that market up. Now, if they can't get control here, we are probably going to go down. US 100 futures, let's take a look at what's going on here. 12,474. Bullish hammer coming off the 2 hour here with a little bit of a movement up. So this went as low as 12.4 in the Asian session. We know that the Monday Asian session means really not much. We've seen this reverse many times. How many times, guys? Sid, Dave, Horton, everyone else out there, Sandola, how many times have we had this reverse? Where we've had a bearish morning and we've reversed in the first hour after creating some bearish kind of looking pressure, and then it's gone bullish. This is the type of thing that Wall Street likes to do to us, the retail trader. They break our sentiment, they create red days, and then they move through. Weds22 says, I missed the intro. Hello from Denmark. Oh, that's right, man. We'll be playing it plenty of times. Todd, I see you, man. Good to have you here, Todd. By the way, massive shout out. We're already at about 800 viewers. Thanks so much. Let's get those likes up. Can we get to about 100 or 200? I'll tell you what, if we get to 500 at some point soon, we'll play the intro again just to get the hype really ready for Monday because we need it. So 12,485. Let's go to the daily here. Scroll through this daily. Interesting buying off this zone. I'm going to use the QQQ though, because I think this really shows the sentiment of last week. We reached as low as underneath the 300. 300 psychological level. Got to the 297, 297, bounced off it. Now, what do we always say on this channel about bullish hammers, guys? Bullish hammers are great, but bullish hammers need to have follow through. They need to have that next movement in them. And that's because they're such a trap candle. Now, if you were to say to me, hey, Tom, I'm going to trade all the pins. I've learned it on the internet. I used the Googles. I did the Bings, and I found the TikTok Finance, or whatever it is, FinTok, or whatever it's called now. I FinToked, and this is the best candle pattern. The problem with the best candle pattern is it isn't actually that great. It's probably only about 53.5% good. I'm just adding the half in, but I have read statistical studies that show it's not that great. What makes it good is understanding the momentum, the fact that it comes off a key support level, because we need to know where it's coming from, and that it has follow through. How many of these have you seen fail? Do not make this mistake again, guys. If you're trading these levels, you're trading the pins, do not take it straight after the close. Wait for it to make that little bit of a tick higher, break it down to a percentage. Think about it that way. It will serve you well. It may sound like I'm preaching, but it's because I really would rather save you money from getting stuffed over by the last 12 years of my trading. Jeremy Young says, the suits wear me out. Well, the suits used to wear me out too when I used to wear a lot more suits. Not easy, eh? DXY to the moon, says Alice. I think definitely 294 is in the works here. It is in the works. Patrick says, Tom, did I hear the Bings? Yeah, we use the Bing sometimes. Nothing wrong with Bing. All right, dollar index. What's going on here? Probably the story of the morning, even more so than the market going down. We have strong bullish pressure coming through here on the candles. Basically, we've got a 91.60 kind of resistance. 91 resistance has been broken through. We've closed above, and now we're making a movement towards the 93. If the dollar index stays hot, that could put downward pressure across all of the markets, and it's what we're really looking for. I guess the 94 would be the text target, and it may present more value kind of buying. Todd Lee, New Zealand, $5. Woot woot, intro hype. Todd, thanks very much, man. I know you in real life, so you didn't have to do that, bro. But yeah, we'll play the intro for you very, very soon, Todd. We will play that for you very, very soon. 92 closed above. Let's see if we can get that done today. I think that's a very bullish intention. This is all coming off the weekly close. So this is what I always look for the end of a trend and the start of a new trend. You look for structure, which we've got plenty of here. You look for a moving average throughout the decline that may have been respected. In this case, 20 exponential, quite common. This is the red line. And when we get this closure through here, guys, what are we really doing? We're showing that the market has found a new kind of price. It's considered this level, it's come down, it's tested it again, it's created structure, and then it said, no, we're ready to go to the next level. We think dollar index is maybe too sold off, even for all the stimulus out there, because everyone else is doing stimulus. So why should we be so low? And then we get that movement back up to potentially the 94. Now, will there be problems at 94? Yes, but this is one of the things that I always look for when it comes to markets declining. I always look for usually trend lines. I break them through here. I look for a close above those trend lines. We got that last week. Remember, a series of lower highs coming through. And then I say, okay, now we can move in the participation zone to the next level. I'll load you up a currency just to show it. Here's a currency. Here's my trend line that I was looking at the other day. And this is how I traded it. I waited for the close through. It looks like the same scenario. What have we got here? We've got 20 exponential moving average, even better. Then all of a sudden we get a closure above the 20 on the weekly. One of the best time frames to look at, weekly, daily. This is the US dollar, Japanese yen. Same technical, it works across the board. And then we get the close through, the follow up, the pullback, all beautiful. And look where we are now, 108. Wow. Simple trading methods. Wow, wow, wow. This is sweet. I love this very much. It actually is even better because when you think about it, you had a huge channeling, descending kind of point here. We've seen some of these in the in a lot of the penny stocks recently when they're declining through. So beautiful close, very simple kind of method, and works quite well. Before we get into the Bitcoin, I know a lot of crypto traders out there. Firstly, Bitcoin back above 50,000. Was underneath 49,000. Ethereum holding amazingly well. XRP somehow holding. For all those XRP holders, they're feeling good today, up 1%. Let's get into the intro though one more time for Todd's $5 donation. We might as well do it. Let's do it, man. All right. Here we go. Thanks very much, Todd. I need this today. I'm sick of taking reds, except for my puts. We need to take some greens, other than crypto. Yeah, US dollar index going up usually means risk up. Alrighty, thanks very much there, Todd. Let's move on back over, guys, and get stuck into some more analysis. So we've done dollar index. For anyone that's wondering, dollar index looking bullish right now. If we continue this bullish movement, we close above 92. Expectations are we could move upwards to the 94. I would expect problems there. 50 exponential moving average and previous resistances. A lot will come down to today and the trade through. It could even come back down to the 20, bounce off that. We'll see if it plays out the same way as the US dollar yen does. US 500, we expect it to hover around this zone, maybe 20 points each way, and then find buying pressure at the 3,800. And US 100, the QQQ, Nasdaq, we expect that to kind of just like float around this zone into the open. I don't think there's going to be too much movement until we see real market volume. We'll talk about some of the stocks that are finding heavy value throughout the session. Bitcoin here. Whoa, that's a lot of lines I got on this screen for some reason. Let's go down to the daily. Let's have a look at the actual analysis here for Bitcoin. Get rid of all this crap. I don't know what was going on there. So the bearish movement that happened before. Should we be worried about that? Well, I want to just talk about the trade that was in there over the weekend. I put this on TradingView. If you want to follow us, click on the link up above. Come and join us in the TradingView channel. These two bullish hammers, guys. These zones here, very nice double bullish hammer on a significant time frame like the daily. We close above. No, so we don't need to close above. You go move above, especially this second wick. And what that does is it signals that there's a buy opportunity here and that we're probably going to crap out a little bit around this 52,000 zone. This is the area where we're going to find resistance. Why do we know that? It was resistance before, resistance before, resistance before, resistance before. Now for Bitcoin buyers this week, in fact, all crypto buyers, your biggest line this week is going to be, can we close the daily above 52,000? Will we show bullish sentiment? We've got a series of higher lows coming in here, which is good. We're battling against the dollar index going up, pretty impressive in itself. And 52,000 is the pressure zone. So if we close above this, let's just say we did, where do we go? 55,000. Why is that? It's the next resistance line. We go down to the 4 hour, you'll see what I'm talking about. When it crashed last time, or at least had that correction, we went to 55 and then we bounced off it. We know it's a psychological zone. Look at all these trend lines. We can start to paint a real picture when you use the top down. Look at this. Wick buying all the way through this. It's probably a very fair trend line for us to draw. Very fair. What do you guys think? Is that a fair trend line? I think it's pretty fair. And we've already found that resistance here with multitudes of resistance wicks. I talked about these ones. We've got shooting stars, pin bars, rejections, all sorts of things. You get through them, it's great. It's glorious. You don't, and you fail here, then back down to 46, back down to 44, possibly back down to 40. So it really is very important here for Bitcoin to make the move. And I hope it goes above 52,000 and you guys do well from it. Thoughts on another dip today? I think there could be dip in the first hour. We'll have to see whether Wall Street want to continue it down. It's the long leg doji on the weekly you must watch. Thomas Donegan, thank you very much. Coming in with Canadian $1.49. If it's your first time here on the channel, we've got, wow, almost 1,200 viewers only, 19 minutes into the stream. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate the support as always. Donkey Dong Doug. Okay, I like your name, man. BTC will close above 52,000. I'm moving chunks of my stocks, I'll call them stonks in this case, and savings into the BTC. Well, be careful, of course, with your diversification there a little bit, Donkey Dong. But I wish you all the best. And if it does move above 52,000, it's looking good. What do you think about SOS while BTC is moving? Dude Dabsworth, we'll take a look probably later at SOS. We always get asked. Johnny Bravo says, your best investment is hitting the like button for market updates and future streams. Yeah, if you subscribe, that definitely helps us out. Makes me easier to do these types of things. So thank you for the support. Thoughts on another dip? Yeah, we answered that one. How do you find him on TradingView? I think that link should take you there to FX Evolution. You can view us. Otherwise, just search FX Evolution in TradingView after going there, and you should be able to see me. Viper says, I was waiting for today's dip to buy more Bitcoin. Well, I think both of these present very viable kind of concepts in Bitcoin. I really do believe this 52,000, I've talked about it a lot. Probably you have to wait now for at least a 4 hour close above it. But if you don't get that, you're not getting enough significance. But I do like the technical trading. I think Bitcoin's some of the best trading out there right now. It's got great trading in it. Ethereum, what's going on there? So Ethereum actually broke above and it's already closed above. That's why it's holding better. The actual technicals help it hold better. It's closed above the 1700 zone. It's found a 1729. It's then moved down, found instant buying pressure, and it is still quite underpriced ETH-BTC. Now, I've talked about this one before. I'm not sure if it takes maybe until Ethereum maybe does it, Ethereum 2.0, deals with this gas problem. If it can, it may take some time, but basically it's very under. Look at the 2017 points and look at the spikes that happened for the ratio between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Over the periods, there's been much better ratios than there are now. Now, is that because Ethereum's not as good as it once was? There are competitors, but at the same time, I still think Ethereum is undervalued to BTC, especially when the ETH 2.0 stakings come up and all of those things. I can't talk too much about my knowledge about that because I'm still upgrading my knowledge all the time, as everyone should be. We're always learning about new things and improving it. But I do think that it will help a lot of the problems. I mean, more transactions, etc., etc. It will take time though. And time is not something that the crypto community usually waits for. So ETH looking good. ETH BTC still undervalued, even off the highs here in Feb. ETH has some movement to go in it. ADA, one of the competitors here, 1.12. This is finding more weakness as people are starting to move out of this and moving into different altcoins. So this is the Ethereum kind of counterpart, ADA. What do I think? I think it needs to hold this zone. If we go down to the 4 hour, the TA basically says this: we are getting trapped within two zones. We've got a series of lower highs coming through here, and we're trying to hold the level. You could almost draw this through the lows here and say it's make or break here for ADA in terms of actually holding well sentimentally against things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. I'm not that bullish on ADA at this price. I think it had a great move in it, and I feel like people are starting to drop this coin and then moving into other ones. XRP, one of the ones that's having a little bit of breakout here. This zone is just impossible for XRP to get through. Probably the 50 cents is where I'd actually have the target. We close above 50 cents. That means that we go to 55, if not 60. And people are starting to get a little bit more bullish here. You can see, look at this series of higher lows. All of that's telling me on this 2 hour chart that people are getting into XRP, they're holding it, and there's even been a little bit of spike of volume recently. So XRP looking more bullish than the other coins right now. And that's because people are probably looking at it and saying, well, 47 cents, SEC thing might sort out. Maybe there's some improvement there. DOT also looking okay. Series of higher lows coming through, not series of higher highs. Weaker than some, but I think it's just a consolidatory pattern, and it's basically at its support right now. If we find buying pressure here, then we need to crack off the top, and basically a massive symmetrical here on DOT. What do you guys think about that? Smoking A says, love your content, FX, subscribed. Do you have an opinion on the hype around automated market makers, AMM, and the DeFi hype? Seeing a lot of tokens, etc. I'm not sure I understand it. Look, I don't really necessarily understand the hype around it. My thought process always in all of these crypto coins has been, if I'm going to invest in them, I wait for them to become solidified. And that's because I can't pick the next special one. There's just too many. How many people out there have we invested in things in the past thinking it's the next big thing and it's not? I don't mind being part of what I call, like, not the early adopter, but the more participation phase, as long as I'm early in the participation phase. It's kind of like saying, like, Bitcoin was 9K. It was 3.5K at some point, like last year. I think it went 4-ish or something like that. But it was 9K right after everything else started recovering. Now, if I get in around that zone, I don't mind, because it still made 5+X. That's okay with me. I don't really get into the hype. Like, I get into it when it becomes solidified. So for me, I can't speak on it now, but I will look into the space. Thank you very much. Sandollar77 coming in with a $4 donation for a coffee. Appreciate it, Sandollar. Big news next week. I don't have to go to 1:30. I only have to go to 12:30, and then after that, 11:30 to get the US Open. So for Australians out there, remember, set your clocks. Next Monday, US Open will be at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Looks like a wedge pennant. Yeah, this is certainly a nice looking pattern. In fact, usually when you see these, and I didn't know better, you usually would take the entire length of the run and call it a straight pennant. And this would be calling DOT to the next level. I mean, this would be saying like a $62 DOT. If you were really bullish on this, that's the kind of movement that you'll be taking a look at. Let me just quickly fix this as well for the stream. I just noticed it's captured the wrong section of the window. Very, very nice though pattern. So hopefully that works out. Tesla, worthwhile looking at this one. What an absolutely insane movement on Tesla. Series of lower highs. We've been bearish on it recently. Are we going to be able to be bullish on it soon? Hopefully, and I'll talk to you about it. Eric123 or Eric123, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thanks so much, man, for supporting the channel. Appreciate that. Venus is going to explode. When you say Venus is going to explode, do you mean like the planet? That sounds terrifying. MB says Venus is going to explode. We'll look at it later, man. Donkey Dong Dog says, Tom, about to invest in your TA masterclass. Can you TA the value of the class? Is it worth it? Well, there's a few other members in here. You can definitely ask them. I think it's always important that you check out people's feedback and stuff. You can feel free to go look at Google. We've got plenty of good feedback there. I would say yes, it's totally worth it, and the community's great. But yeah, it would be worthwhile asking some of them. You can go in the Discord community and ask them. Depends where you're at with your TA, but we cover everything. We're from the basics, the beginner, to the intermediate, to the advanced. It's all in there. And it gives you really good structured point lessons. I think one of the things that people don't think about when they think about TA is this. You can look at this candle and say, oh yes, well that's a bearish candle. It's more about how do you interpret the real movements inside of that candle and understand the market psychology. That's the key that changed my life in investing and trading in general. It's understanding that each one of these little bits of information, and in fact, the previous information, can teach us what trades to stay the hell away from. Because it's not really about taking just great trades. It's about staying out of really bad ones that burn up your account. Guys, how many out there, show of hands, how many people out there have taken 10 good trades and then taken one bad trade that's ruined everything and then ruined their sentiment? I'll put my hand up. I've done it. Tesla is mental. Yeah, Tesla is really looking at P, price to sales, those types of things. A little bit a lot overpriced in many ways. This is the correction that's really pressuring a lot of, I would say, calls. There's probably a lot of call open positions on this. There's nothing technically to say it's long right now. I mean, you've got a series of lower highs. I would say it's hyper extended to the wrong side though. So in the pre-market, we're down 3.34% to a 578. Now I've talked about the 500 and I've talked about the 450. So some of the metrics here for Tesla are starting to make some sense. Why do I say that? Well, look at this. We've got really amazing structure down here. It is good structure. This is good structure on the left-hand side. There's no doubt about that. Look how many people are guilty of it. I refuse to sell at a loss, says Milton. Milton, you got to sometimes lose, man. I closed one of the stocks the other day at a loss. I didn't like it, but guess what I did? I took that rotation and I went into one of my high conviction plays. I didn't care about losing 10% on something if I can take that 10% and put it into a high conviction play that's down 40%. Why not? No problems there. Sometimes it's worthwhile doing a bit of rotation. So 500, 450 is going to be heavy buying support. I would think even ARK would come back into Tesla at this zone. What I do think though is when you have a market going crazy both ways, bearishness or bullishness, it often hyperextends. One of the easy ways to see hyperextensions is to use Bollinger Bands. So we can add Bollinger Bands as an indicator onto our charts, and then we can go to things like a daily, and you start to get an idea of what does the left-hand side tell us about Bollinger Band movements. So we've had sell-offs in Tesla before. Here's the sell-off last time. Notice it went outside of the Bollinger Band, had a rebound. On the bull side, went outside of the Bollinger Band, couldn't hold it. This was just an epic bull run that happened through July, but it did consolidate after getting through that for some time. And it's been out a few times. Even through the bull runs, it does get out. But in bearish action, and this is a fake wick, by the way. I don't know why this data shows this. When it came outside of the Bollinger by so much, usually it means there is buying pressure or at least some consolidation that should start to come through there. If it keeps hanging outside this Bollinger, especially if it hits 500, I would expect a fairly heavy bounce. It's just too fast, too quick. Market, look at this on the 15. Oh, actually, we'll go an hour. That is way too fast on that second leg down. It went quickly, rebounded hard. That's because it was way outside the Bollinger, and we moved well outside again, rebounded hard. Next thing we do is we try to find out the moving average that's been holding it down the whole way. And I would say it's probably around this 2-hour 20 exponential. So the 2-hour 20 exponential has been a good retouch zone. So let's say we start weak here. We open at 580. like the market's saying right now, we could rebound back up at some point to this 2 hour 20 exponential moving average. And that's going to be where you find out the bulls and the bears and the fight between them. Can they get it back through here? The next battles are definitely the 700. Oh, this zone here. What is this? 660. The previous lows where ARK purchased, where it found support. It's going to have a lot of hard times on the movement ups. On the movement down, 500, 450, I can't see it under that price without substantial buying pressure coming back through. It's pretty close right now. If it does bounce, the 20 exponential on this particular time frame, being the 2 hour, may act as some resistance. Then we've got the 660, previous supports acting as resistance, and we get through there, take out the last high, it's all good. There's a lot problems with Tesla, but hopefully the end is near, if not already. GME, 155, yeah. Let's have a look at GME. 10% up, 152.10, 152.69. We're getting very close to the real squeeze potential area. 160, 158 has been a long-lasting zone that I've thought about. I thought about it here. I still go back and learn from this one here, and I know that it went higher during that one day, but didn't seem to sustain. I still think there's quite a lot of pressure here where this will be the zone where if it gets through and it does a nice close above, the after hours, a close above here, the after hours are going to be crazy in the futures. They're going to be crazy. We're going to have squeezes that'll go like 200. Last time it hit a 200 squeeze after hours, it could be like a 200, 240, 260. Remember last time when it got through this zone, the squeeze was intense. When it got through this zone, it couldn't hold above. It struggled above. Let's have a look at the daily closes. Didn't hold, okay? We've talked about this. Lots of green bullish candles slowly melting up. That's strong sentiment. In a downward market, having this much greens, wow, that's amazing. So it's bounced up heavily here for GME. We move through the 158, 160 zone. We get a close. Oh, after hours is going to be brutal. What do you guys think the after hours could move to if it gets through a 158? Now, I don't really like this particular stock myself because I find it a little bit gamblery. But yeah, I hope that it does move through the 158. And if it does, I think after hours could be good. I'll put my prediction in soon for where I think the after hours will go instantly to. Let's say we close at a 165 with a candle. What do you guys think? Notice the volume as well increasing for the last 2 days with the trade based on this pre-market action. Still early days, still about 2.5 hours away from the market open. 149, 8.82%. So I think it might come down a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't. But if we get through the 158, where do you think it'll go? AOPL, we'll take a look at that. AMC, yes, we'll take a look at that. 8180 easy, Mr. Mugg says. Doggy says 420.69. Not sure about that straight away, Doggy, but I like your optimism there. Yo, Gendra instantly with the Bank Nifty. Yo, Gendra, you have to become a Stonk Squad member to get the Bank Nifty all the time, man. I'll do it in the webinar for sure for you on Wednesday. 230, 240, 222 after hours. I think 200 levy. Yeah, I would say 200. Smoking Ace says a little bit gamblery. Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. Yeah, about 200. 200 is my thought process. Everyone says 420, 200, all sorts of numbers. Last time it said 200, I think again, but it might even spike a little bit. This is the number, though. It's all about this 158 for me. Let's see what happens. Amros says, what kind of card sheet do you have in the background? Looks like MTG. It is a cut sheet of MTG, yes. A lot of people ask me about that one. I need to put some silver bullion behind me. Buy some silver bullion to stack it. What do you guys think? Just have a stacked load of bullion and gold bars. I don't think I can afford that much gold bars, but maybe buy some dodgy like looking gold bars and put them there. Here's some daily rejections on AMC. We'll quickly go through AMC, then we'll go into PLTR. I've seen a lot of requests for that, SOS, all of those types of things. What is going on here? 2 rejections, 1.12 up in the pre-market, 8.14. Most of the money seems to be funneling into GME at the moment, guys. And I think that's important because if you focus on 1 or 2 stocks, let's say it's AMC and GME, there's a potential for the retail community to make a difference. People aren't wrong. Last time with the silver squeeze, with BlackBerry, with Nokia, with everything else that was going costs and everything else, it's very difficult for us to be able to move the stocks as necessary without Wall Street really punishing us down sentiment-wise. So you must have much stronger sentiment. And I think the other chart looked a lot better. Remember, the daily on GME, every day has been a little bit greener, a little bit melting up. That's good. Here on AMC, 2 rejections. We've got an 8.14 in the pre-market. We closed at 8.05. At least that's positive. But what problems do we face this week? Well, quite a few. And we'll scroll down to the 1 hour to have a look. So good form of base structure. This is nice. We'll just bring it down here. See how the market has held right on this 766, 7-ish 50 kind of zone. It's bounced each time. It's found resistance at this 8.15, which is exactly where it's going to open. Now, let's say you get a close above there. Where would this necessarily go? Well, it would try for this previous support zone. There's lots of little battles in here on the smaller time frames. We go to the 850. We get through the 850. Where do we go? Probably up to around the 950. We get through the 950. Where do we go? Hopefully back to the 11s, if not 12s. So for AMC this week, my thought process is win the first battle, close an hour above the 815. I'd be looking for that today. Once we close above the structure, we should move very quickly to the 850, fill the zone. When we close above the 850, we should move hopefully quite quickly to the 950. So each one of these little points is a battle that hopefully can be won. And then if we get through there, I would be not surprised at all to see like a 10, 20 plus, and then hopefully back to the 12. The 12 is the next resistance that a lot of people will be taking profit for on AMC. It's boiling, GME to the moon, says Harry. Has it changed a little bit more here, Harry? Let's have a look. 8.9%, still the same. Let's take a look at the Webull pre-market. Let's have a look at the pre-market greens. Disney, 193. It's not too bad. You know, I like Disney. I don't think it's the best price in the world here, but yes. JP Morgan, so banks, Goldman Sachs, also green. On the red side, we have Baidu down 3.95%. Snowflake, 2.29. What's Snowflake trading at now? Where are we? $234. So quite a large movement down. We might check out that chart soon. Okta getting smashed. I do not like what Okta did in their acquisition and everything. Might talk about that. We'll see. But Okta's a bit weird. Tesla down 2.47 to 583. Roku, all of many retail communities' favorites, all getting beaten down. In the general kind of list that we've got here of maybe the more speculative things, what's going well? HCMC pre-market. Let's have a look. GME 9.28, Zomedia, Zom 6.74, Oxygen 3.2, Cost 2.17, AMC 2.11. People look at Sundial, it is still declining pretty hard. Tilray actually trading 21.19. Now, thought, a little bit of thinking outside the box here, guys. What do you think might happen to, let's say, Tilray when the GME thing eventually kind of ends? It will eventually end. When it ends, do we believe that at that point Tilray will find some buying pressure like last time? It's just thinking outside the box. Remember, people tend to do the same kind of things. A movement from there to the movement to the next thing, especially if Tilray stays low and others stay low. Vex1 coming in with a $4.99 donation. Love the stream. Just sub. Thank you very much, Vex1. What are your thoughts on Smile Direct Club? Smile Direct Club. SDC. Let's take a look at this for you. So firstly, I always check the market capitalization, 1.16 billion, okay? Relatively new IPO. Looks like it is an IPO, or is it something that came in? Looks like an IPO. So it's trading at 10.09, basically in the middle of the range. There's nothing much here on the monthlies that you can see. All of last year it did decline. In 2019 it did decline into April. Makes sense. Found buying support, went back up, etc. Let's have a look at the weekly. Okay, that's a good bounce off good level structure. So go to a line chart whenever you're trying to cut through the noise as much as possible. Simplifies your horizontal support resistance. So you'll notice here, 2 resistance closes. Remember, line charts show us, guys, the closure price. The closure price is really the most important price. It's where the fight between the bulls and the bears and all of us, retail community, Wall Street, everyone else, we all end fighting on the line. Here was previous support. Here it seems to be acting as support again. So instantly by just cutting through that, and I can kind of cut through on the candles, but the line chart will help you out. We see this is support. Good level. Nice buying as well that happened there. Was it at the end of the week? Yes. That's good. So I really like this bullish hammer and I like the zone. The next thing I want to see is really just a little bit higher here for this candle. Would work on anything, this kind of concept. A little bit higher here for the candle. Movement up, bullish pressure, and then to the next level. Now, what is this thing trading at pre-market? 2.27 down, 2.28 down, 986. So at 986, it's got a little bit of work to go to get above the 1060, but I like the buying pressure. I like the level. I think that if you continue up, you could be moving towards the 14. And I think the 14 or the 13 will act as some resistance for you. You want to knock out all of these previous lower highs, and that really shows that the momentum is in your favor. Good luck here. And this same analysis will work on pretty much anything that you're really looking at, except for soft commodities and probably Dogecoin. Make it snow, snow. Okay, doggy, we'll do snow. Remember, if you're enjoying the stream, please subscribe, support what I do and what the community does, because it does help me make these videos for you guys. 1K GME at open, said David Rose. You're an optimistic one there, David. All right, let's take a look at snow. Why not? I haven't looked at this stock too much recently. Wow, that got belted, didn't it, on the Friday? There was some serious sell-off. Square went to 190. Did anyone get Square at 190? I mean, it'll be back down at 210 today, but whoa, that was a big sell-off. Even I didn't get that price. I didn't get no 190 price. So here we've got the 217, pretty much around that IPO. It's moved down. It's found instant buying pressure. Makes sense. I mean, TA would make sense there. The lowest points, finding buy zones. Yes, the volume is out of control. Look at the volume. Very large volume coming through here. Movement back down. Let's say we have a kind of doubling approach. Then it could certainly bounce off here. I think that's very bullish though, the kind of buying that happened there. We also know this is a Buffett special, I believe. Will this be the problem? 260. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, let's go to the 2 hour. Yeah, I mean, it's just basically a full rejection as we saw. I'm just wondering whether the 250 is going to be where there's some take profits. Probably just because a lot of retail people trade it. The 250 might have some profit taking on it. Clear above that, you still have this problem on the left-hand side to get through. But once you get above 280, it's all green, all good on snow. Quite a while away. I like the price down here. I don't even mind the price here. And if you like the company, it's still very overpriced by many metrics, but it is growing fast. Mohammed says AMC. We've checked out AMC. Did it a few minutes ago, for sure. Oil is going up. ASX was up, Natasha says. Yes, oil is going up. Where are we now? 66. So it's breaking through my resistance. My resistance was 65. This was the zone I kind of got out. Well, I got out around 63-ish. 60-ish. But yeah, look, I've been trading oil for some time on the way up. This was the previous resistance. We could be going into maybe too much of an extension here. Next target cleared around 75. I don't even think 70 matters. Does 70 matter? Hit 70, consolidated a little bit. I don't think 70 matters that much. So probably for oil, If it does continue its strong movement up, keep following it with the same tactics we've used this whole way up. 20 exponential moving average. When it comes down, the 20 exponential. When it comes down, the 20 exponential. Look at stocks as well in oil. I think a lot of stocks with good cash flows are probably a little bit too low, and they may be worthwhile checking out. Eric says, what are your thoughts on M8G stock? It's growing gaming investment company. I'm in a Discord group with a few hundred of members. We are interested in the TA of the stock. Would appreciate it. All right, man. We'll do this M8G, media and games investment. I assume all these charts are going to look the same. Ooh, okay. So November, heavy buying. It better justify it. That's some heavy buying. Skills, we'll take a look. It's okay. We've got plenty of things to go through, guys. Many hours to go until we get into the open. Thanks so much as well to the community. We're at 300 plus likes already. 1,836 people joining us pre-market. It's awesome to see. So this M8G stock, first thoughts. Consolidated, they'd suddenly got found. Now, I'm not sure what the deal was here. We can't tell that through the TA, but I assume there was something that came in. I've noticed a lot of gaming companies, though, are very heavily priced. So instantly for me, a series of lower highs is alerting me to the fact that we could be in a slow, gradual decline with a lot of buyers coming in, but generally the sentiment is not that strong. Look at this trend line here, just through these last kind of periods, all the closes were lower highs. So we've got a lot of lower highs really coming through, no bullish pressure being able to be held, weakness through the board. This is synonymous with something that's moved too quickly, too fast, and then starts selling off. Another thing you want to do is go to the weekly, have a look how many bearish weeks there've been, draw a fib from top to bottom of the run. This is how you really do it with any of these stocks. And 38.2 and 50 fibs are usually when you see the heavy consolidation with the buying pressure. So somewhere in here, probably around that 32, 30-ish zone would be where I expect it to decline to. And if you're looking for bullish pressure, you need it to break through this series of lower highs. If it continues doing this, that's not good. Form the structure, break through, just like that dollar index, and then we can move to the next level. $10, did you forget to hit the like button, man? Come on, man. No, you're a good $10. You always help out here. Some new stocks coming in. I'm a gamer, but I just can see bidding on many of these types of stocks. So many are scams organizations. This is from Mr. Mug. Yeah, look, I think the problem with a lot of these is it's actually harder than you think to make a lot of money out of it. And there has been some success stories, but often they're not necessarily public. I find this a very difficult place to invest in. So for me, these don't interest me. I like game companies that make games. Sometimes they're worthwhile. I mean, I've owned Blizzard for on and off over the years. But this one would not have me kind of that interested. Let's check out PLTRs. I'm going to be asked about it a lot. Strong buying there near the close. Only down 1.29% here at 23.64. We've still really held the level. I know we went underneath during that flash crash last Friday, but we held the level, guys, and that's good. Held the level. Same thing as usual for these pin bars. We want to see bullish pressure above this zone. So what is this? Let's get the zone. 24.79. Okay, we get above 24.79, and then we can start to make our moves towards 28 and 30. We just need more pressure buying. If it does return, I'd like to see continuous wick action, as in strong buying pressure. We do not, under any circumstances, want this thing to close under about the 22.80. That would be bad for PLTR buyers. It must hold this zone, and it must hold strong with closes above. And if it gaps underneath, be met by bullish candles by the end of the day. If it's not, that shows weak sentiment, and we get through and we start really starting to put pressure on the 15, 16 area. I'm sure many PLTR holders do not want that. So no underneath 22.70. Don't ask me why that's the area, but that is the area. Where do you see QQQ bottoming? We can go back over QQQ. This was a good level. It was a good level. But there are problems with QQQ, and some of those are to do with the kind of structure that we've already seen forming. Some people have been arguing that this is like a head and a shoulder. We get the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. Now, if you want to treat it like that, which is fine, you can see it on the closes. You know that the right shoulder is lower, which is again a big one. Also, you take a look at the monthly here. Look at this. I told you in last week's video, I have never seen on a major index 2 rejections quite like this. It's bad. It's bad looking rejections. Now, we've been in a very bullish market and we can reverse this sentiment, but these rejections don't look good. Now, if you couple that with that inverse head and shoulders, where could the bottom be? I like this level a lot. The 300 made a ton of sense to me to buy it up, at least initially. I always hold a bit of powder for these kind of opportunities. Now, if you're thinking about where could it go, this is the completion zone. And the completion zone also TA as well, about 280, 285. It's not even that much lower. But if you take the completion zone, you think about this 200 moving average, we go through the history. Has it been finding support through the years at the 200? I wouldn't really think it's amazing. I mean, through this bullish run, yes, you would say, okay, yes, buying. No. So there's not that much history that shows us that the QQQ is the 200 is that great. But yeah, that's where I could see it bottoming out for now. And I would doubt it to be anywhere underneath that. Would that be a fib of the entire retracement up? I think it's probably better just to take it from this low here. 50 fib is where it hit, which is my buy zone kind of zone. Down here would be a 786, yeah. Shorting markets is always harder than buying them, that's for sure. And of the whole move, it's in the middle of nowhere. So I don't think the fib's going to help us with that area. But that's my thoughts on QQQ. AMC to 842 right now. So we'll go to AMC. Yes, it is trading 5% up now at 842. We had our targets in here for the day. Let's have a look. 815 was the first close we wanted. 850 was the next zone. So we open up at this 853 or something like that. Let's say we get above 850, close above this candle. That's very bullish. And then we start to put pressure on the 9. If not, I think the 950, that would be good. So AMC is coming along. GME now trading at 10% again to the 151. Our thoughts are 158 on GME today. Kappa says, thoughts on QCOM if you haven't covered it today. Thanks, mate. We'll check out QCOM at some point. Yeah. This week we'll tell a story on QQQ, says Kevin. Yeah. Long leg doji last week on the weekly. Check it out. That'll be the thing. Mr. Mugg says, the one thing going for the eyes in the tech is amazing stuff. Seems like justified hype. Is this actually a thing that's going on today? Let's have a look here. I've been sent some info. All right. Let me just check out what the most... Here we go. Ah, yeah. So eyes is definitely a hyped stock of the day. All right. Here we go. Yes, I see. 579 up 300%, $4.36. Pretty large moves. Everyone's on the ship. I didn't actually get time to check this one out before. If you're ever not sure which one to look at, go over to, of course, Stock Twits. Easiest place rather than even going to Reddit or anything like that. Eyes up here. GNOG, SRN. I'm sure I'm going to be asked about a few of these. ARC Innovation, QQQ, etc. That's quite a large movement. But look at the message volume up 10%. Pre-market is up $1.57, and last week was pretty huge. Three more likes to get us to 500. Appreciate it. What are my thoughts here? Well, look, it's very, very gamblery. Market cap size, very small. That's why it's been pushed around. 134 million. Trading now 790, which is up 35%. Know it for what it is, and that is it is pumping and it will dump. It's unlikely that the justification can probably hold it up. There may be some fundamental. Can anyone make this look better? Because $7.87. Is there any reason why this thing's moving this fast and it's justified? Let's say it clears 10, then it will probably clear to 15 and 20. And the reason why is because when it pushes through, there's not going to be many sellers until the next psychological zone. A few people wanting to watch AMC and GME, I guess because it's up so much. We do have a screen here. Let's have a look. We've got both set. So we've got both set. Pre-market here, GME moving pretty hard, 11.8%. That's worthwhile checking out today. Can we get to a 159? And AMC pre-market 866. Big Bear says BFT merging with PaySafe to the moon this year. Diamond hands. BTC ascending triangle proofs to 58k. Check my analysis, please, Tom. Thanks. Did you send me it? Did you send me it? I don't think so. That's all right. So both of these looking quite strong. 850 plus would be very bullish here for AMC. Close above that will be the key. What time frame will you need? Probably only 15 minute. 15 minute will be enough. It hasn't held the 15 minute above previously. So 15 minute close above 850 signals buying to 9. If not 940, 950 zone on the left hand side here. For GME, it's all about that 160 zone, and we're actually approaching it pre-market right now. S&P 500, just to remind everybody, 38.23, down 0.5% in the pre-market. US 100, 12,500, down 1.16. Chuck Taylor, 500 yen, thanks so much. If I bought $9 out of the money strike for AMC on 3rd of the 5th, I'm going to assume it's my way of reading it, and today opens above 9, is it in the money? Let's see some of my lovely MVIS or your favorite long-term boomer company. All right, thanks very much there, Chuck. Yes, if you have a call and it's expiring, wait, expired last week, didn't it? Depends when you have expiry. I mean, usually it expires on the day. So say like in Australia here, if you have an option, the way it'll trade is it'll trade off in the morning. So for a stock, it'll trade off in the morning. Afternoon, it'll trade off and you'll get that price on that day. Now, if you have a index, it'll trade off in the morning. So that's the way that the options works there. Index will trade off first price in the morning on that day strike and close for that one. So I think if you expired last week, you probably won't get anything. So you can let me know if I'm wrong there, but should be that. If I bought $9, yeah, so unfortunately that may, and it probably won't hit anyway, I don't think. It was very unlikely to hit that price. MVIS, all right, we'll check it out. These are the two prices here for AMC and for GME right now. All right, what is going on? Big movement down on MVIS, hit a $10.21. We had that $10-ish area striked, I think, for support. I've been bearish on this for a little bit. That was a nice buy, is in like huge amounts of buying. All you really need, movement above the 14 and a close. Then when you've locked in a low, you've locked in massive amounts of buying pressure that's come through. You've gotten through the previous $14 supports here twice. So that's 2 times. Very cool. And then when we close above that, then we can start to move towards 16, 18, etc. Van says, morning brother, can't wait for the market to open in a couple of hours. New Zealand, GME 420.69. Thank you very much there, Van. Yeah, New Zealanders, you guys do it rough. I think it's the roughest time zone to be trading the US market. We've got our AMC GME kind of screener here. You'll notice that AMC on the left is 859. I know you guys are pretty hyped about it. GME 155. We've got 160-ish zone as the major resistance that you must clear to really fill that level of maybe 200 on GME. It could be the day, guys. It really could. But 155.60, this is the best pre-market we've seen. I also love this. Look at this. Just anyone that trades stocks, be always very impressed when things go in this way. A series of higher lows. Look at these higher lows. Yes. You guys really do have the diamond hands, because those series of higher lows, they're excellent. They're awesome. That's what you want. Higher lows. Diamond handing all the way up to the 156. Anyone got rockets ready? Because this thing might actually even blow through pre-market. Now up 13.87%. 156.91. Gold to 1200, says John S. Wow, that's a big call. We'll look at gold soon. Should I buy GME now, MC2? I don't know, man. You can buy it when you can. Mr. Mug says it's sexy lines. It's pretty good. I love higher lows. If I'm in a stock and it's going up slowly and it's making higher lows, I'm keen. GME is garbage, says John. Well, it's making people money today, I guess. Will AMC squeeze to do the same thing? Yeah, AMC will move with GME. If GME gets through the 160, AMC will also move. Basically, there's either money here or there's money here. When this one goes, especially when this one goes. Yeah, higher lows. AMC's moving. I see it, guys. I see it. Don't worry. Harry says it's boiling. I told you. It's looking good today, Harry. It's looking good. Chef Beats says, whenever GME does well, I get nervous because the rest of the market doesn't. That is true, Chef. That is true. Paul Pham says, hey, Tom, do you use Hikanashi candles when trading? No, I don't. I just make that decision. I don't like them, but you can use them. They don't offer me enough value. Hikanashi is, it's okay. Here we are, 157. We actually hit that 158. Quickly talk about Bitcoin. We're trading at 50,300. ETH, US dollar, 17.22. So we're now 2 hours away from the market open. 1 hour into this session. The pre-market looks very strong here for AMC and GME. I know a lot of you are very excited about that. These zones do make sense. 160 clearing above. Significant for GME, especially holding a nice daily above there. The aftermarket could be wild. For AMC, we want to get through the 860, close above here in the 15 minute, and then move towards the 940. Close above the 940, then you're looking at 10, possibly even back into those 11s and 12s. So you could get excited there. US 100, DXY, yep, we've done those ones. Who's that? We will go back over them. Dollar index, incredibly impressive. We'll just quickly cover dollar index, then we'll go to gold and silver, just to have a quick look. So dollar index moves through the 9160 resistance. It's closed above there on a daily. The weekly really is the biggest story here. Weekly above the 20 exponential, above the series of lower highs here, lower peaks through the top. We've closed above. Now do we move towards the 94, the next point of resistance, and the 50 exponential. So I would expect some ups and downs through here, but generally if dollar index is rising, that means a risk off for the markets, and you do see markets falling through this bullish kind of movement. Go to gold. Gold here, look, today it will touch. So we'll hit the 1675-ish, 76-ish zone. Previous resistances, previous supports, trend line coming through the last two lows, fully on the wicks here, and the horizontal. Now, I expected some pickup pressure here. But, guys, what do we not do on this channel? Can anyone tell me what we don't do when we see this type of chart? Let me know now. Chronically Sam intro. Oh, the intro has to be played today for the GME AMC people. Get me to 1,000 likes and we're playing the intro for GME and AMC. Hongstar says, let's go GME. Use log scale or regular scale. So usually I use log, but it can be log or regular. Generally it's set to log. We're waiting for the lightning. Don't buy, Phil says. But why? Why do we not want to buy? There's something that we don't want to happen to us. Forget metals. I'm shorting the market directly. Here we go. Hongstar says, catching the fallen knife. That's right, Hongstar. Falling knife coming through a few people. Yeah, these levels, you don't want to catch the falling knife. Ideally, even if it is the low, you'll often get hit by a rejection and then it will retest quickly and give you another chance. Yeah, the falling knife is never, ever good. Let's go to the weekly here, the daily. See, even on this one, see? I just want to prove this to you. All right? Here's the all hope is lost moment. It comes down and you think, I'm stuffed. I missed it when it's back up here. And you think, you're stupid, Tom. You're an idiot. You're a moron. So dumb. But then it comes back and you think, Tom, you're a genius. I'm back in. I'm ready. Yeah, it's better. It's actually better to wait on these. You don't want to necessarily just catch it. You will usually get a second chance in most structures. The only time that won't be true is if we see something that happened last year. So my entire case for that pandemic decline in markets was going to be that we were going to see a double bottom. We were going to see market structure at the lows, or we'd see a rejection followed by a kind of 68 or 50 fib pullback and then a movement up. Now, what happened? The Fed came in, they said to the moon, we're going super strong. And at that point, it just wasn't, it did not come back. So gold to this level makes sense, even possibly today. I wouldn't catch it just because it's been declining so strongly. But it's nice to see that participation phase when it closed here. What did we all say? It's coming here. Perfect technical analysis. Well done to the community on that one. 25,181 here for silver. We've been bearish on this one, unfortunately, since it got through our little trend lines. It was looking so good, and then it looked so bad. 25. If 25's closed against, where do we go? The 24. And I think this 200 simple moving average and the 24 previous buying zones may hold it up. But silver could certainly get crushed down to the 24 today, and I'm sorry for the silver bulls. Quick check-in on AMC GME, 155 here for GME. Got our targets at 160, close above there, very bullish. After hours will be short squeeze, absolute mayhem if that happens. And then we've got pre-market here on AMC, 855. If we close a 15-minute above these zones, above this 855 area, that will signal to the 9 and then hopefully the 940. To all technical, nice little resistances. Pretty clear stuff there. Check out PLTR. We've done it a few times, computer customs. Our thought process on PLTR is it's in the exact right area. It's had very nice buying through last week. We got on 2.92. We do not want this thing under 22, kind of 50, 60. Underneath that is very bad. But that wick buying was strong off the 20. I would like it to hold all closes on the daily 4 hour above this zone. No under this zone. Don't let it down there. Put the fence in if necessary. Remember, if you ever want a stock to go up, draw a crappy fence underneath it. We've found this works quite well on the channel. We draw a crappy fence and this saves the trade. It's not guaranteed, but generally works. Jake says, bruh, 1000X. What do you think about Gen? What is this? Genesis Healthcare. Should I like this? I don't know if I like this, man. I don't think much about this, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, it's bad. It's on the support, if this is what you're talking about. There's a series of lower highs coming through. It's not good. It doesn't have any property that makes me go, yes, I want that, unfortunately. ACK, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thanks so much, ACK. Appreciate it. Make sure all the community welcome you in with open hands. But this one I do not like. The technicals don't make much sense other than being on support. That is a huge sell-off that's occurred there. Why has it happened? Go and do the analysis if you can. I want to quickly talk about these. Let's load up the other screener. Bring that over. So this is just TallyDoc, and this is just macro trends. But you can put in some streams here. And what it does is it works out the price to sales ratios over time. So one thing that you want to do with hypergrowth is that you don't really necessarily know how much they're valued at. It's impossible to do generic fundamentals on them, yeah? You can go through and you can say they grow at a certain pace or anything like that. One of the things, though, that often happens is ratios become too high. So let's say we thought PES was too high here. It was pretty high. It's actually trading back now at 2018. So we're trading about 14.46 then, 14.25 now. So TallyDoc's probably coming back into a fair area to think, hey, maybe it's not ridiculously overpriced anymore, even after a bad earnings report. Maybe it's not insane and I can start thinking about buying it up. You go to TDoc, 185, go to the weekly. I know a lot of you do like this stock. What am I doing? There we are, 28. Where is the stock? Okay, so the stock's starting to pre-market down 2.35 at a 185. So it went as low as 172. So at this point here, it was probably coming into a much better value. But it's also structured through this 180 for quite some time. You go back to the March period, April-March period. It's actually trading at the exact same point as it was almost through the crisis. Now, it went crazy into January, into Feb, went crazy after the pandemic, up, down, all around, one of the only stocks that went green, and now it's back at the same price. Is it ridiculous? Well, that's a big decline. So if you believe in this type of stock and you believe in structure, it must be getting close to the zone, if not at the zone. Structure formation could be very necessary for something like this. Do you guys like TDoc or not? GME shooting up. Is it now? When you say shooting up, it has to be shooting past the zone. Oh, it's not past the zone. 153. Yes, very good for GME here. Pre-market now down a little bit on AMC. So the hype is slowly wearing off. I think we need to do something. Get me to 1,000 likes. Get me to 1,000 likes, and we'll boost it back up there. Thanks so much as well to the 2,100 viewers coming into the channel today. Appreciate it. If you enjoy this stuff, make sure you subscribe, and we make videos on the stock market all the time. 152.50 GME, pre-market AMC 831, BTC 50,287, Ethereum 1715, Tesla trading at, what's Tesla doing? Tesla now trading at 3% down. Let's go to the Webull screener here. What have we got? We have GameStop 11, Cost. This is all the more questionable stocks. Sundial down 0.44. Churchill Capital, CCIV, now trading at 23.49. It's a bit of an off. PLTR, Palantir, 23.17. Tilray and others down. Screener. This is the 22 billion plus club. What have we got going on in the pre-market here? Green, Walt Disney, one of my favorite stocks. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, so banks continue to get that rotation into them. And then on the downward spiral, Roku. Is Roku worth looking at technically yet? Probably. Tesla, we did that before. Zillow Group, Zoom Video 327. Wow. Let me load that. Oh, that's nasty. 439 down to the 333 support. Instant buy, straight back into it. We're down now 3% at a 327. So where does that put us? 327 actually puts us right here. Wowzers. That's underneath the previous lows in January. So if we think that Zoom is completely overpriced and it closes below here, there's just nothing holding it up. I mean, it could go 280 very fast. 280. Yeah, there's nothing till there's 275, 280. Is value dead? I don't think value is dead because value has been going quite well. If you look at, you mean dead from the current rotation? I mean, banks have been doing amazing. They were value. Energy's been doing well. That was value as well. Bloodbath McGrath says we need 3,000 in here today. I hope so, Bloodbath. That would be an all-time record. If you guys get me to 3,000, I may go crazy. Love the stream. Thank you very much. And Jesus Christ coming in with Jesus Christ coming in with a $4.99 donation. Have not heard much about CRSP lately. Thoughts? Thank you very much for that donation. CRSP, CRISPR Therapeutics. Yeah, this has been spoken about. We had a decline on this. Clearly, we were signaling this a while ago. Sometimes it's good to leave the stuff on the charts, yeah? Yeah, well, there was no structure. That's the problem. When it broke through up here, my thought process would have been, because I obviously predicted this concept last time, was that once you close through a key zone, usually the participation, the negativity comes into the market and it starts to move down. It has hit a key critical zone. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I want to do some more analysis here. Let's get the fib out. Yes. Why is this fib drawn retardedly? 1 second. There we go. Okay, so fib to the 61.8 of the move. That's gone negative though. That can't be correct. I don't know why the fib's like that. But anyway, point is that it's pulled back at least from my eye level here around the 50-ish%. And if it has done that, this zone here makes a lot of sense. $100, previous resistances constantly around the 96. I like that. Go to the weekly. Yes, 50 exponential. Very nice. A key critical point. It's known for having big blow-offs on it. This one went from 73 all the way down to 22.58 during 19. That's a brutal sell-off. Big, huge buying. So is this ARK purchasing it up or somebody else? 98 to the 114. 4 hours. Nice. Yeah, I just really like around this $100 zone. I see why people are buying it, and I think it's a level where if you continue to get bullish pressure through here, it would be an interesting buy. It's not out of the woodworks yet. It needs to break. There's probably some 2-hour 20 exponential. There it is. The 2-hour 20 exponential continuously adds resistance to it. So unless you close above this, I wouldn't think it's going more bullish. But the 100 should be a very, very nice hold for CRISPR. Good luck on this one, and I do like it. Mitch L, $4.99, trying to figure out what to do with AMD. Let's have a look at AMD. Where did we get down to? Probably our support through the flash crash. Yep, so it hit exactly on the 74. With AMD, it's another one of those CRISPR scenarios. We have a big problem, and that big problem is AMD closes underneath this zone. Well, I would think the market is in for a real big problem, because this area is $74-ish. It's bounced every time. You get a closure under this. Where is the structure on the left-hand side? There isn't any. There's nothing holding AMD above. And I thought that here, luckily it held. I thought that here, luckily it held. So these zones held up. If it gets under here this time though, it could be bad. Down to the 58.60 zone for AMD. Now, if it continues to hold here, which it should, based on this buying kind of pin, Remember, we get movement up. That's going to be very bullish. It's what we're looking for in the QQQ today as well. Where do we go to? 87 is going to be the point of resistance and previous support. Resistance across the board. This is the biggest problem area for AMD. So if you're holding it here, you might as well continue to have, diamond hands on it. Obviously, it's not financial advice. You got to make your own decisions. But this type of zone, from a technical perspective, it's very important that you understand that is a technical support zone. If it keeps holding, man, it's good. If it can't hold this level, you've got to make the decision that you were probably going to make anyway. But yeah, it's weird. Like, if you were holding it long, how would you feel about this support being such a great key level? Would you be buying it here if you had no money in the market? Possibly. Good luck, Mitchell. Matthew and Anstis, $2. Thank you very much, Matthew. What do you think of MGC Pharma, MXC on LSE? MXC. MGC Pharma. Wow, that has very little information. Market open down 8.62%, trading at $3.244. Look, the problem with this is that whenever you ask me to do these kind of analysis, you need more data. I mean, you can't TA something. It's technical analysis. It's usually based on some history, some future, and the bigger the company is, the more billions it's worth, the more likely that you're going to have a successful TA. This type of thing you can't TA properly. So I couldn't tell you. The only thing I would say is it's a series of lower highs. That's bad. And until you break that sentiment to form a new high, so something like this, lightning bolt technique, trough, peak, higher trough, close above, good zone. But that hasn't happened yet. So that's all I'd be looking for on this. There's not enough data, at least on my chart. McCheese, are you Mayor McCheese? Anyone remember Mayor McCheese? Oh man, Mayor McCheese. What a man. I'm going to show you Mayor McCheese. It's quite creepy. It's McDonald's, Mayor McCheese. Probably copyright strikes me. Look at this guy. I mean, who wouldn't eat a burger when you see Mayor McCheese coming down saying, eat the cheeseburger? I love Mayor McCheese. A forgotten mascot of McDonald's. Anyone out there remember Mayor McCheese? Let me know. All right, Mayor McCheese 01 says $1.99. How do you feel about IDEX? Let's take a look at IDEX for you. And then we'll go back into the broad market quickly and do the rest of the donations. I appreciate the likes and the donations. Get us to 1,000 and we'll play the hype intro for GME, AMC, and the rest of you. 2,251 viewers right now. Thanks so much, guys. $2.78 pre-market here on IDEX. We go to the top-down approach. Let's go through the monthly. What is going on here? It's in a mixture of struggles. We've done this one before, clearly, because I've got my resistance up here at 573. Probably did it maybe in Feb. I'm not sure. Let's have a look weekly. All right, so it's hit the resistance. It's coming back down. It's going to be hard. Yeah, I mean, it really needs to hold right now. Previous resistance over here on the left. Previous resistance, support. Wick buying, just like every other one of these things in the index right now. But this pre-market doesn't look good. What price is this? $3. Oh, 276. You probably want to hold above 270 if you can, and you continue to hold this level with wick purchases and stuff. That's good. You got a problem at $5.70, and I just hope you hold this level. If you don't, you're going back to $2 land, $1.90 land. That's unfortunate, but yes. Jesus Christ says gracias. Thank you very much. $5 donation there. Appreciate it, man. Let's see if anyone remembers Hamburglar. People say Hamburglar is their favorite. I skipped Rob Lee's super chat. Did I? Rob Lee, man. Did I skip it? Oh, Rob Lee, man, I did. Sorry. $5, Rob Lee. Sorry, Rob. Love your channel. Thank you very much. You deserve a bit of extra time here. Do you like ADXS? ADXS. Thank you very much, Rob Lee. Yeah, I think it's okay. Let's have a look here. Weekly. At least it's acting technically. Strong resistance. Strong buying pressure. Yes, yes, yes. It's in the middle of the zone. So it's in the middle of the ranges. 2 moving averages on the weekly. Let's go to the daily again. Weak buying.
I'll take your entire stock.
A little bit of support. So probably get another horizontal line and chuck it in there. Resistance, support. What price is it? 65. Doesn't make too much sense. Pre-market. It's not pre-marketing. Oh, 73 on the pre-market. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I think it's okay. Similar thought process to everything from before. We want to have probably a closure in this one. I would like to see a closure above the 76. And then you can start to make your movement onto 1. You're going to have some problems at 1 just due to the nature of the stock. And then you're going to have some problems around this 125. So I don't mind this. It must hold this level. Otherwise, you risk, further pressure down to the 50 cents. And then underneath that, then you're going back down into this horrible zone you don't want to be in. So thanks for the donation there, Rob. I wish you all the best. This is a interesting zone. I'm interested to see what people thought of Hamburglar. AMC, a few people mentioning that. Let's have a look. Is it moving? Where's our AMC screener? Not as much. So 827. Now, did everyone notice the bounce in AMC before when GME started moving? So GME went up to that 158 pre-market. AMC's futures went crazy. So AMC will follow the crowd fairly quickly. It's something that you can watch and you can check out. 825 currently with a 2.48%. GME trading at a 154, 12% up. If GME cracks through the 160, what do we expect for AMC? For it to follow along with it. AMD is also very overvalued due for a correction. JJW says, yeah, look, AMD's been high before and it's also crashed a lot before. UK 100. Oh, we might see if we can do that. Dropping volume. Yeah. Kodo 1024, $4.99. What do we think of Apple is going to do today? All right, we'll check that one out in just a few moments. Leo says, oh my God, I've never seen Mayor McCheese before. Lol, thank you. Yeah, it's so good, man. I mean, Ronald McDonald scared the crap out of me as a kid. Did Ronald scare you? Did anyone sit in Ronald's lap? I know I didn't. There was no way that was going to happen at McDonald's. I was not sitting in Ronald's lap. Terrifying mascot. What do you guys think? What's the best McDonald's mascot? People think the Hamburglar. I think Mayor McCheese. Does anyone think Ronald is? I don't think so. Double buying here off the 118. Pre-market here is 119 for AOPL. Look, AOPL is starting to get into a range that you think, oh, if I'm interested in the stock, I'm getting a little bit of discount. Do I think it's good? The 2 buying wicks are nice. Like, people want to buy this thing up. We had a nice closure there, but this is just like every one of these pin bars through every tech stock everywhere. You need the follow-on. We don't have follow-on in this pre-market right now. We just don't have it. AOPL, we close underneath. This bodes badly for the market. Let's just say that happens. We close underneath this week here. Where do we go? We go to the 110. If we get underneath that, back to probably around the 103, 100. I only say 103 because I think that's where it reached last time in the lows. 105, 103, yeah. So 110 in the cards as soon as you get a closure underneath this. It's a nibble. It's a nibble area for Apple. It's not great value or anything, but it is a zone that's being bought off. Underneath this 110, underneath that, back down to the 100, 103, and anything under that is a really big correction happening in the market because this makes up a lot of the Nasdaq. Remember, around 11% of the Nasdaq weighting is Apple, guys. Doggy says, can you pray for my 20 GME shares? Are you saying that to one of the people in the channel? Yeah, hopefully you can. Grimace. Grimace gang. Grimace is the best. Grimace is Ronald McDonald's special needs cousin. You guys like Grimace the most. Alright, I'm going to stick with Mayor McCheese. Mayor McCheese. Alright, there's a few other donations coming in here. Hulk Hogan is in the room. Hulk Hogan, $5 donation. I only have one question, brother. Very good. What are you going to do when GME runs wild on you? I like that a lot, Hulk Hogan. I can't do the voice, man, but I like it a lot. Obviously a wrestling fan there. Very good. GME might run wild all over me, I think. It's possible. I like it a lot. Chris Dumas, $5. OBSF this week, Tom. What do you think, mate? OBSF. Okay, we'll go check that out, Chris, in just a few moments. I do want to go over the pre-market, though, in everything. So we've got here US 100 coming in with a 12,475. So we are declining. We've been lower. We've been as low as the 12,383 level, guys. Then we've moved up. We're sitting about 1.5 hours away from market open. We've got 2,100 people here. If we get those like counts up to over 1,000, if you guys can do it, I think we'll get some hype music in the room ready for the market open. That'd be great. 12,472. Scroll down. 4 hour. Not too much going on. 2 hour. See the little bullish hammer. So there was some buying protection at near these lows. Where the support's going to be found, right around the QQQ 300, which is about here. So when the 300 is reached on QQQ, that should be when you find buying pressure coming back into the markets. I do expect today to be like everything else, generally a tech-led sell-off, and all other value stocks, energy, finance, all of those sectors will do well. Consumer discretionary will probably continue to slide. In the Asian session during the Australian market, you saw Kogan, you saw others falling throughout the day. So yes, consumer discretionary will continue to fall most likely. 38.16, we expect pressure buying from the 3800, and we expect selling underneath the 3800 if it can close below on a significant time frame. Chris wanted to take a look at OBSV. Let's take a look at that now. This one. OBSV. Market capitalization first. It is 261 million. It is prone for the pumpy dumpy based on previous March into July. It's a pharmaceutical, so that would mean it's something to do with getting approvals. It seems very hard to hold after a large move. What does it tend to do? It tends to retrace the entire movement, it looks like. Movement up, movement down, movement up, movement down, movement up, movement down. So the bad news is on OBSV is every time this stupid thing goes on a hyperactive run, it tends to lose all of the value of the run. It's had 2 shots here. I can't tell you what happened in February. Maybe it got interest in it from the retail crowd for a squeeze or something. I'm not sure. Moves down to the $3. It's pre-market $3.30. It made sense for it to buy off here. That was the previous resistance acting as support. 330s right into the wrong kind of zone. So resistance, so support will act as resistance. Also a previous little swing here. So we go down to the 1 hour, you'll probably see the swing. A little bit of swinging around that 330, 350 range. It's tough, man. It has such a history of being bad. I mean, I don't like it because of its history. I would want a fundamental reason for why it's up, or I would want to believe in something the pharmaceutical company was doing. So I would say this is more than just technicals. From a technical perspective, I would think it's short. You need a fundamental perspective to disagree with me on a fairly big kind of matter. Thanks very much, Chris. Appreciate the donation. Kodo says I skipped your super chat. I took a look at Apple on the stream, Kodo. Dimitri Jackson, $5. Could you do Tesla technical? Great channel, thank you. P.S. I'm not a wanker. All right, thank you very much, Dimitri. I will check out Tesla now for you. We did this one a little bit earlier, but I appreciate the donation. I'm sure, Kodo, I did do your donation, so thank you. Bitcoin, yes, we've done that one. All right, we're all caught up, I believe. I'll just quickly check with Dave. Thank you very much, Dave, for letting me know. The mods do a great work in the community here, making sure I keep up with everybody. Evening all from Aussie Craig. Evening, Craig. Good to have you here. All right, so Tesla is a problem, but hopefully it's near its end. 585 down 2%. My thoughts on Tesla remain the same. I did think that it was for the first time ever bearish up here. My thought process was probably 700 to start with, to the 650. It's continued its decline, and we'll talk about that soon. But where should it stop? Where should the horror stop? I would say there's a very slim chance that it busts through this zone. So this is 500 and 450. You can put fibs on the level. You can do really anything you want. You've got a 50 exponential coming up on the weekly. There's a lot to say that there should be huge buying in Tesla here. So for Tesla bulls, hopefully it is almost over if that does continue to decline. It's trading at 586. It had strong buying pressure on the Friday. We know that when Tesla rallies, it rallies like no other. It rallied from a 539 to a 598 level. So it's a very large rally here for Tesla straight away. Go down to the 4 hour. What's been happening? Big rejection wicks. But you start to see the problem. And we'll go to the 2 hour to get the problem. The problem is a series of lower highs. I say it on the stream again and again and again. If you have a series of lower highs and new lower lows, that's no good. It's bad for sentiment, guys. It's not what we want to see. If we have that, it basically is showing us that the market is tanking, the market is weak, and we need to pay attention. We saw ARK purchase it here. We saw ARK purchase it, well, no, it didn't purchase it again, but the ARK level was the level that became significant to the market. And then on Friday, we moved lower and rebounded. Where have we been rejecting from? 20 exponential moving average. So if we do move up, we move into this 20 exponential moving average on the 2 hour, expect some selling pressure to come through there. If that's what happens today, expect selling pressure. Also expect the previous lows, so that is the 662 bracket area, to be problems for us to get back through. And I like to usually see some structure formation. So what's Tesla done in the past when it fell off? It's not a good enough decline. Fell, gave it a second retest. There's the Tom retest, the second Tom retest. It does happen. Fell, structured up, a little bit of a pullback, moved. I mean, you should be able to see some structure and some better formation before having to get back in. That's the lightning bolt there. When you see that lightning bolt, you can get in for the long run. I like to be in the participation phase, ideally. But yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about buying it, the concerns are really just going to be this level here, which is the 660. The 20 exponential moving average, close above that, get through the 660, then you're looking really, really good. But if we continue to fail, 500, 455, I expect structure through the zone, for sure. Kevin says Tesla is going to soon have a lot of headwinds. 2021 is going to be ugly for Tesla the whole year. It could be, because it's going to now have to start really making a lot more money and start preparing for the stock market to say, hey, what are you doing over there? You're going to make us some money now? We need to see money, and we need to see it now. The market only waits for so long. Thanks as well to 2,299 people here. If you're part of the AMC or GME crowd or Tesla crowd and you need that market to go up, get us to 1,000 likes. We're so close. I know we're 900 and something right now. How many have we got? 938. It's only going to take 62 of you to get it through, and we're going to get hyped together for sure. Donation from Mitch, $4.99. Thank you very much, Mitch. My last problem stock is Woof. I like it. Woof. I see why it's a problem stock, Mitch. Oh no. What a terror, hey? What do I say about IPOs? Sell them on day one and run away. And then come back in 12 to 18 months time and be like, yeah, I bought it. Same with marijuana stocks when they came out. They were bad. They went so high and then so bad. Yeah, this stock is in a very hard decline. 4 hour, okay. 2 hour, little bit of almost touching that 20 exponential. Here. It's coming back up to it. Previous support around that 19-20 zone. Probably want to close above 20. I would see something like this for this stock. Move up, move down, move up, lightning bolt through the 20. That'll be a signal then that the pain train's over. Not sure what the fundamentals look like on this one, but you just don't really want this gradual decline to end anymore. 18 might have been an extreme. Above 20 is going to be your strong point. That's what you're looking for. Get bullish movement up there. Start clawing back these lower highs, these lower peaks. Let's say once you get through all of those, you're all good. But I think just 20 is your first battle zone. Win that. It's starting to look good for you. Good luck there, Mitch, on Woof. All right, we smashed through 1,000. So let's do it, guys. Let's quickly check AMC, GME. Let's have a look at the charts. Been up, down, and all around. 146. As high as 157, 158. Told you that 158, 159, 60, well, 159, 160 level is tough for this. But we closed through above. You guys could be in for the rocket ship, the aftermarket squeeze, and all of that fun. AMC will move with GME if it gets through these zones. It's up, down, and all around. Let's do it now. Whew, I'm ready. Oh, I am ready. All right, let's do it. So for all the AMC crowd out there, for all of the GME crowd, for everybody in hypergrowth stocks, this is what we want to see today. Stop the bleed. Stop the red. Square needs another day in the sun. Let's do it. You guys hyped now? Did that move GME? Let's have a look. Nope. Didn't move it at all, but it's all right. It's a delayed response. It will move up. Watch it tick. 153. 153. No, not 152.69. 153. Come on. Go down the 1 hour. We'll draw a little. We need to give it some power. Come on, get up. There we go. I've drawn that. That's gonna work out for sure. Woof. Terry likes the name Woof. Yeah, that's a good. I like that ticker a lot. Born Thor, $5. What can you tell me about AZRX? I'll check that out in just a second here, Born Thor. I'm hoping the music holds it up, or the fence or something. The fence hasn't failed me before. Don't you go down. What the hell is this? No. We don't do that. Silver just broke into 24, says Paul. Yes, it did it. It's back above 25.1 for me. I just need to focus in on the GME and give it some power, because that's not a it's not doing what I said it was going to do. Way High Dude Man says hit the sub button, get him to 45k. That'd be awesome. We're on the road to 50,000 now. I told you all that I have a special announcement at 50,000. So I think if we can get there, I'd greatly appreciate it. You guys are pushing me towards My dream has always been the sub button. What that big one that you get with the 100K. See, it's working. Here we go. 152.70. We'll do that donation in just a few moments, by the way. John says, would you take a look at Second Sight Med Eyes? We had a look at it. It was looking crazy. Basically above $10, you should see it strike hopefully to 15 and then to 20. That's the type of thing that happens with a lot of those stocks. JJW says that intro moved ape up. Yeah, probably did. This is the way. Absolutely, Derek. All right, let's do the donation. Let's go back to Bornthor. He waited long enough. I believe this is going to hold. See, it's doing the right thing. We'll get rid of the fence for now. Never fails us. We only bring it out in special situations. AZRX, $1.21. Down 0.83% pre-market, 254. Market capitalization of, oh, that's small, man. $64 million. For the US market, it's kind of like it's like a pimple. It's like a needle in a haystack. No one knows what this stock is, I'm sure, but let's see if we can figure out what the hell is going on with the TA here. So firstly, we need to know what's happened in the past. In the past, it has declined. It is in biotechnology, which is very symptomatic of pumps and dumps and crazy moves. When did it come through? 16. So it's been very gradually declining for quite some time. There's actually a huge trend line through the closes here, all the way down. It closed above that. So that's significant in itself. It's why it pays to do monthly analysis and go through, have a look, get a lie of the land. So when we broke through there, we actually showed bullish momentum. Now, most likely this was some kind of announcement, and it's had a lot of previous history of having announcements, initially bulling and then busting straight back down to the lows. And this is what these biotech pharma stocks do. So if you're getting into these, think of it this way. As soon as the bust comes through, if you have a history of this occurring, what do you know? The TA tells me, Tom, we got to get the hell out of this stock. Get out, run away. Because statistically speaking, it's going to do the same thing. Boom, and then bust. That's just the stats. It's a great stock to do that on, so maybe you put that into your analysis in the future. It's at the right zone for it to find support. Weekly resistances through the $1.20. It's pre-market $1.20. Go to the daily. Little bullish wick. $1.22. I would like to see it find bullish pressure today. It really needs to. It really needs to. We go to the 4 hour. I mean, you got so many problems. 136 is going to be a big issue. You got supports. If you can belt through that, then you can go to your 150 and then into your twos. Breaking through this here is bad. So it must hold here. Otherwise, it's just going to decline straight back down to the lows and nothing's going to save you, really. I'd like to see it hold here, move to 136, close through, give you $1.50, and then give you the 2. But I don't like this stock that much because of the pump dump nature and also because it closed through. I'm sorry to tell you that, man. Switch on over. John S says, I'm retired, but only 33. Lucky you. I'm 33. I'm not retired. But it'd be cool. Now, did I miss any donations? I don't think so. I'm just coming down to these last ones. Matthew Valerie, thank you very much. $4.99. Hey, Tom, could you take a look at TSM? Sure, man. This is a semiconductor manufacturer. Semiconductors are rare at the moment, hard to get. It's putting pressure on these. I said QCOM before as well, which I might take a look at. So monthly, ever since the crisis, they have moved up heavily. In fact, I think way too heavily. I believe there is a bit of a bubble appearing in these particular stocks. And that's why we're seeing this repricing going on. People are going, well, what exactly is happening here? Now, if it holds this 23.6 fib pullback, that's good. But look at this monthly. It's a monthly rejection wick. We're following on from a potential short looking candle, and we may go to a 38.2 or even a 50 fib, but to catch up with that monthly 20. That could be something. But generally the market doesn't do that. It usually goes to the weekly 20 and finds and bounces. That's what these tech stocks do. They don't pull back normally. They pull back to the 20. So the 20 was a good level. It bounced instantly off there. Go to the daily. Yes, that's nice. Pre-market down 1.49 to a 119. It must hold this 120 zone. Any closure above here is very bullish. That's good. You're back in the bullish trend to the 130 range. And maybe you can start hovering and just finding fair price as everything else captures it. But look, I find it tough to buy this stock. It's very high. It's pulled back from 142 down to the 120. I feel like there's better value propositions out there in the hypergrowth segment and in the semiconductor segment. That's just my opinion on it, but I feel like there is. As it is, as it stands, 120 must hold. If 120 doesn't hold, I would see it going back down to at least the 108 and actually going lower than where it flash crashed to, maybe even the 100. As it must pull back to a 38.2 fib of the entire move. Use the fib here on TSM. Good luck there, Matthew. Upstate New York Rider, thank you for the donation. Oh, firstly, Benjamin Not Dead says, get this man an extra 55k subs. Appreciate it, bro. Upstate New York Rider, $5. Good morning, Tom. UNM has a really nice chart. Might want to look. April 30-cent calls, so I assume that is. June 30-cent calls. Okay. And September 35-cent calls are in play with significant action. All right, UNM. I like it when there's no action on calls. So, $30 calls. Obviously, it's $30 calls. Generally, with options, my ruling is this. If you have no action somewhere and you're seeing it before everyone else is, that's awesome. Because when you get a lot of action in there, sometimes it'll increase its implied volatility or something. $30. So my thought process is you buy like a $30. This is options. It's in an uptrend. Now, where would I buy crazy calls? Right here. Oh my God, that close is so good. Wow. Why did I not get on this? Oh, such a good trade. Beautiful trade. Yes, yes, yes. So I like this a lot. When it closed above here, we've got what I call a 1, 2, 3, 4. Like basically a 1, 2, 3 is one of my patented systems. It's not that patented, but yeah. A 1, 2, 3, this time 4. It closed above. It came down and retested. Oh, it's a beautiful trade. At the 20, and then it moved up. Series of higher lows coming through. Very, very nice. Look, it is moving up. It's moving up at a decent pace. We know that last time when it moved up at a decent pace, it had a pretty big, decent pace. A little bit of a recovery or rejection. It's moved again. Let's take the distances. Yeah. Pre-market 28.95. Previous resistances at around the 30. See, I mean, I couldn't buy a 30 call here on UMN. I just couldn't do it upstate New York Rider because I'd be buying into resistance. I like to buy them here. I'd be buying like 24s, 25s. I buy like above the money calls when I believe something's going to go in there, but I prefer, as you know, the spread. So I spread action in here. Spread action's good. Yeah, put like little Tom spread in here. And then you have a little smiley face. Up here, I have a sad face. I'm pretty sad up there.
I'll take your entire
My toast is sad. It's not good. So upstate New York Rider, I understand that there's people moving on the action. I don't like the action though, unfortunately. AMC, was something happening? Or are you guys just getting hyped for it? Is it moving again? 152, AMC pre-market 851, 5.71. So we're still holding this 850-ish area as a 15-minute close above will be significant for today. GME still holding strong, but not as strong as it was. GME is up 10.76%. We will watch these into the open. We're about 1 hour away from the open now, guys, so you definitely get ready for that. Quick recap, Bitcoin continues its strength as I said today, 52,000 is the key zone. Done Bitcoin quite a lot. Bitcoin, 52,000. Go to the 4 hour. Significant time frames pay on Bitcoin. 1 hour is a joke. 4 hour and daily is good. So try to trade those as much as possible if you are trading. Here's our resistance, 52,000. We had nice buying down here. I mentioned that on the channel last week when we were streaming live. I like 52, and we get through 52. Where are we going? 55. So get your excitement up to the 55,000. All you require is a closure point above here, not this wick crap. We want to see a closure point, and all of the other cryptocurrencies should come with it. Ethereum is holding strong right now. XRP is doing really well. Great technical there. If it gets above 50, it could explode pretty hard. DOT looking okay, and Cardano is struggling around the zone. Let's get caught up here with a few of these donations. Quite a lot of donations coming through. Appreciate it. Oh my goodness, I'm so far behind. All right, let's catch up. Hernan C, $3. Thank you very much, Hernan. Hi, Tom. Could you take a look at NGA, please? Yes, we could do that. Let's do NGA, Northern Gas Acquisition. 16.05 down 2.18%. It's not been the time of gas, which is weird because it should be. What's this? Market capitalization, $500 million. It has declined heavily, and we do not have much information on it. Yeah, $10 into 35. Oh, it doesn't look very good. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't like this. I don't like it for a lot of reasons. I don't like it because it pumped so hard and then it's dumped. The decline is kind of nasty. Yes, it rejected heavily off 1276, but so did most things in the market.
I'll take your entire stock.
There's just no TA, man. And then there's no TA, man. There's very little. Yeah, do you guys see anything on this? I don't. Maybe just the 4 hour 20 has been the strong rejector. So if we do see bullish pressure, might come back up to this zone here. You take that range, 1870, 1878 kind of area, 20 moving average, hits that, finds resistance. That could be the next sell-off zone, but it also may buy into that after a very large sell-off. So hopefully you get up here and then you can find out what the next direction is for NGA, Hernan. Good luck. Min Tran, thank you very much, Min. $4.99. Can you give me an exit strategy on AMD? I have 4th of the 16th, 82.5 calls. Oh, this is going to get very, very dicey. I got to be careful here. Remember, the stream is educational whenever possible on this. Should I hold until April and see or sell it now? So look, with AMD, you're holding 8250 calls, I assume. So 8250s are up here. They'll still be worth something because obviously they're for April. 8250 is going to be the next point of resistance. It's down 77.88. Depends what your feelings are on the market. I mean, AMD is nothing holding it underneath 74.45. The structure is very, very, very strong here. It's been bought off several times. It just got bought off with nice bullish rejections. If the rest of the market does decline, though, AMD will not hold up. If AMD closes below here, that's really your signal that things are not good. And unfortunately, for AMD holders, that would signal, and I mean it, down to the 58.60 zone. That is not cool, but that's where it would go. It would go this low. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't want to have that. No, no, no. For your 8250 calls, your risk downside is probably here right now. Your risk upside instantly into the 8250, 82-ish zone. And then above there, then you've got your 86.92. Every day does your damage with options. So it's up to you what you feel. But yeah, your support's here. Your resistances are here. So if you believe there could be a little bit of a replenishment in the market, that's good. And a closure under 74 would be not good for those calls. Good luck there, Min. That's the best I can do really for you. Kurt Greenway, $4.99. Good morning. Can you comment on OCGN? All right, we'll have a quick look at Oxygen. Another one of these hype stocks that's moved up heavily, declined, moved up heavily, declined. My comments are strong buying around 742, pre-market now 891. Where has it tended to have problems? So when it bounced last time off this zone, it had a problem at 10 and then sold back off into it. So learn from that. All right, so we had a problem at the 10, the psychological. We're pre-market 895. So if Oxygen usually doesn't false signal, it usually gives it through. I would say $10. We close above 10, $11. And then we close above 11 while you're moving much, much higher. Then you're starting to talk about that 14, 13.50 range. 750 is the hold zone for Oxygen. The sell zones have been generally around that 10 and $11 area where it starts to get really messy over here on the left-hand side. Good luck on this one. That's really my only thought process on this. It's dangerous, it's gamblery, and you must be very, very careful with your risk management in these types of trades. Jeff Walters, $5. Thanks so much, Jeff. I'm not sure if you had a question there, but appreciate your donation. Thank you for supporting the stream. JPG Gilliat, $5. Thank you very much. Tom, could you check out Zim? It's a month out of IPO and quiet period ends tomorrow. Is this Zim integrated shipping? A month out of IPO. Pre-market 1925. Still above the buying wicks. Instantly, I look at this chart and I say, yes, people like it here. And they've continued to like it here each time. So for Zim, it's bought strongly. It's bought pretty strongly again. And recently, it's found wick purchasing. So what you want to continue to have is wick purchasing here. Momentum means everything. Sentiment is everything. GME, AMC crowd, when we go back over to that today, it's all about the momentum. We saw those daily candles stacking up with GME. We knew that was putting the pressure on and people were having the diamond hand. So I like this. We move up to the 20. Okay, support, resistance. 20 is going to be a problem. And then we could start to even move higher into the 21 or 22 range. It looks like it's starting to create a bit of a channeling pattern. All you don't want it to do is get underneath these 1876s. It cannot get underneath this. Otherwise, you've got no structure on the left-hand side. A closure underneath would be brutal. And I would dial even into the 15-minute chart and look for a little bit of strength through a close above 1950. So let's say it did this. Little double bottom. Nice. Good luck on that stock there, JPJ. Jeff Walters, $5. Whoops. Could you take a look at Excess, please? Absolutely, man. Thank you very much for the 2 donations. EXAS. This is Exact Sciences Corp. It's worth $20.56 billion. Go to the monthly. Nice run on it. It's been around for some time. Was in a very heavy hold pattern back until about 16, 17 when it started bouncing through. Like a lot of the stocks at the moment, had a lot of indecision at the top after large moves. That's actually a long leg doji. Bearish movement down is not good for that, but it is still on the previous resistance. What is this? 120. So 120 is good. Lots of structure through the 100. So worst case here, you'd probably be looking at the 100 finding quite a lot of buying pressure. Scroll down to the weekly. Oh, so much good support here over the 100. That's a great zone. Resistance, 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 support, support, 20 exponential on the bigger time frame. I like that a lot. But for now, 120 holds. Close underneath 120. I think you do go down here. Take a look at the daily. Daily rejection. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So 121, just like every other one of these stocks, pins. 118, need the follow through. and then you can move up to the 140 resistance and start battling at that level. Yeah, you don't have enough information yet. So if it does move up and even gets above here, then I think you can go to the 140. But if it continues to sell off, the 100 should be your next level there, Jeff. And you're stuck in the middle of the two zones. So 120 must hold for you to be bullish on this stock right now. Underneath the 100, but the 100 looks very strong technically. So I think you can be, pretty happy with the structure there. Mike, $4.99. Can we take a look at MSTR? Thank you very much, Mike. We can, and then we'll get back over to the rest of the stocks. I think we've almost caught up here. Paul Tiger says, thanks, Tom. I think it's finally time I buy a TradingView subscription. Can't wait to explain this one to the wifey. Remember, click my link, Paul. Do it. Click the link, Paul. Do it. Just above. That will help out the channel. Anyone ever seen Dr. Disrespect when he just says click the join member button? Oh, I love that so much. So funny. All right. MSTR 644 pre-market up 3.91%. Was closing at a 620. Go over to the weekly. Market capitalization $5.94 billion. So pretty large. This is in technology services, internet, etc. Hit the weekly 20, a very good moving average. Now, if you want one moving average that I would probably make a video about in the future, that's the best one for stocks, it's going to be weekly 20. Just generally the 20, but weekly 20 particularly very, very nice. Go to the daily here. All right, 644. There's going to be some problems in front of you. 680. So structure, resistance became support. That's very nice. 680 is definitely a point of resistance. I would like to see closed above here though anyway. After those rejections, clear the 680, then you can go back to the 800 zone. You want to find support right now on MSTR. It cannot fall anymore. And I think if you fib the whole thing, it would be right on the correct levels. Yeah, so 61.8. Cannot fall under here. MSTR must hold. Good luck. Let's do a broadening of what's happening with the markets. We're now about 50 minutes away from the open. Not too long. What's happening on GME AMC? 150, 150 on GME, up 10%. AMC sitting at around $8.46 in the pre-market, putting pressure on the resistance side. Remember, get above 850 on the 15-minute. Should start triggering buys into the 9 and 940 resistance zones. GME's been holding really, really well, guys. Whoa, that's a lot of spam, man. All right, there we go. I had to get rid of clause. He's spamming way too much. Yeah, so 151. Let's have a look here at the daily. So GME crowd should be very, very happy with this price action. Bullish hold, bullish hold, bullish hold, bullish hold, bullish hold. The sentiment is back in this stock for now. It's looking really, really strong. And if we can get through the 159, 160 range, I believe you can start to put pressure on the next zone. So that's put pressure on things like the 200 after hours, maybe even the 240, the 260, those kind of areas. So GME, it's all about 160 today. That's the resistance that I'm going to be watching throughout the session while I'm still awake. And then, of course, I'll be doing a video tomorrow on that. If you're part of the 2,080 people there and you haven't subscribed, definitely consider doing so. We follow GME, AMC, S&P 500 all the time, gold, silver, Bitcoin, and others. We really do it all on this channel. Back over to some of the donations. Craden Sith, $2. How do you like Caravana CVNA? Can you have a look at it? So I think you've asked me about this one before. CVNA. Thank you very much for the donation there, Craden. Caravana. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Let's get rid of that. I don't know what that's doing. So my big problem with this, I think, was last time that we were starting to put pressure on the trend line. Now, would I consider that a closure point? Probably not. So I think it all comes down to this trend line. And because of the wildness that happened on the market, I don't think that's significant close enough underneath. And guys, when it isn't close enough to a close, just don't do it. Don't look at that as a short or a buy. I maintain that this particular trend line is the key for your buying or support kind of pressure. You need to see it buy back up today. Pre-market is up 0.17. So it's back into the trend line. It's kind of like silver. You know, if it declines through this, where does it go? Back into these highs. What price is that? Looking about 229. So then you bring down here. And there's going to be some pressure around the 230 area. And if you get under 230, where do you go? Unfortunately, it's going to be back down to 186. So there is some significant pressure problems that could come onto this stock, and it's starting to look a little bit weak. Yes, it's making a series of higher highs and higher lows. That was a lower low, but it's a flash crash, so don't worry about it. We need to see further strength, and I think it's starting to look like it's exhausting the move here. Good luck on that one, Creighton. Alex Monotoro, $1. Thank you very much, Alex, for supporting the stream. Appreciate it a lot. D-Man, $5. BNO, United, STS, Brent, been following for a while. BNO. United, STS, Brent. Thank you for putting that interesting information in there. So this one we have done, and we always targeted, it seems, the same area. So it's right at that area right now. 1750 on the close. Previous supports around this 1740, 1750 area. I feel like a lot of Brent is hitting targets. Now, I think that Brent could even just hover, and I've said this several times, it could hover here. And at this point, you could literally be still seeing Exxon and others like going up. They could all be going up at the same point in time. I feel like the reason why that is because we have previous supports over here, previous resistance. You get stagnation here, and all of the companies in energy could still be moving up just due to the fact that people are bearish on them and they haven't been looking at them as the opening of a recovery. Oil price is doing something very different to energy stock prices. So yeah, resistance here for me. If it does close above, where do you start thinking? You instantly start thinking about the 21, and I probably wouldn't think about anything in between. So 21, or it finds resistance here. In terms of trend line, or anything that's been following, this is just like oil, as in other oil stocks. So the 20 moving average is the key for the hold buys on the daily. Thank you very much, D-Man, for the donation. Can you take a look at Twillo? Yeah. Pretty good report on Twillo back in February. Came in strong, held it up. Now it's declining like every other one of these stocks, down from 457 to a 337. Pretty big decline. Look, the movement's been so aggressive. I mean, you got to remember, this was a $70 stock in the pandemic. Now it is trading at was trading at 450, now trading at around 337. If it does get through these lows, so let's say we close below here, where do we go next? Because this would be bearish and the whole market would start to really collapse behind it. And that's just because so many of these stocks are getting through these supports at the same point. 270 would be my next target. And I'm serious. This thing could actually get crushed into 270. Previous resistances through here, previous supports. I don't think anything else is really holding it up. Let's have a look what that is. That's 311. So yeah, I think 270 if it does decline through this zone. Good luck on Twillo, but yeah. So what do you guys think about the market today? Do we reckon the market's going to be up or down? Let me know. Up or down? We won't go with the US 500. Let's go with the Nasdaq. Up, or actually no, Nasdaq is definitely going to be down. US 500, up or down? I'll let you know what my thoughts are. 38.36 coming in almost flat, down 0.17. Up or down today? What are your thoughts? Eyes up 50%. Smoking A's said, yeah, that thing's moving crazy. So Eyes is this stock here. Absolutely going mental. 9.14 in the pre-market. Hyperactive medical specialities. It's moving strong. Broke through the 578. Now trading at 922. Up 58% off 304%. Alex, I believe, wanted LPX. We'll see if we can do that in a minute, Alex. Down, 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 up. Nasdaq down, rest up. Down, down, down. All right, so by the rules of usually what happens in the stock market, if everyone thinks it's down, what does that generally mean? It's up. Yeah. Except retail investor stonks, which will be down. Big up day today, says James Gale. The market pulled back pretty aggressively last week. It really did. It had me surprised how much it didn't hold down. Now, it has been trapping along this way, but it makes a very logical sense that QQQ should have hit those levels. All down. Quite a few people not liking it. Let's just quickly do LPX. Louisiana Pacific. Yes, it's moved. 20 moving average seems to relatively hold it in line. It's coming into resistance. 48.43, 50-ish dollars. So it probably goes back to 50, finds some resistance there. If it gets through, it'll go gravitate to the next zone. There's not much other to say about this thing other than it's following the 20 exponential moving average and just keep holding in the trend. As long as the trend holds, there's nothing wrong with it. So looks good. LPX looks fine. There's nothing to say other than $50 could act as resistance. The trend is intact and looks very, very nice. Sal just Christo ZG. This is Zillow Group. Like any other one of these infotech stocks, big rejection. Pickup 123. Almost came off perfect support as well. Look, perfect support. Resistances become support. Took it out. You will notice that all of these type of technology stocks are all holding on these previous lows. So we've got that 2000, that December period, that January period, and of course the Feb period. Support, support, support. Very interesting zones. I like them. I like where it's holding. What's the pre-market? 139. You do not want this thing under 135. 135 re-exposes 120 or possibly even further down into the 100 range. Looks strong, and all I'm looking for on all these stocks is a little bit of a tick upwards to show us that this wasn't just a false kind of pickup by Wall Street to trick all the retail traders. It has real follow-through potential. So I would like to see that. All right, we're all caught up, so we can go through. Oh, no, we're not. Yeah, we are. We're all caught up. Very good. Let's take a look at Webull. Let's have a look at the pre-market here. So pre-market coming in, Walt Disney, 2.34%, 194. Trade Desk trading at a 2.11667. That's come down a lot, hasn't it, from where it was. Zoetis, 296, 2.96 up. Still a lot of the general boomer sectors. The sectors in banks, the sectors in energy are doing well. Even Boeing. Where's Boeing? 223. Let's have a quick look at Boeing. BA is trading very nicely. Oh, it's beautiful. Even through the flashes, this inverse head and shoulders is holding up. So we've had a target on 242 here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This has been the trade that we've had for some time. It's continued to test this and continued to find strength. So it makes sense. It's been wanting the 242 for a long time. I guess it goes for it. Boeing, a very interesting one. I forgot about that. Let's go over to the negative side. So negative side, mostly tech. Alibaba, a scary stock right now. Hard to purchase that one with the Chinese government not really liking them so much. We've got VMware, we've got Baidu. All of the the Chinese stocks are down a little bit here. DoorDash, 1.64, Intuit, Zoom Video, 1.46. So these aren't as bad as before. In fact, Snowflake and the others aren't even showing on this list. Now, they were really badly there, and now they are not. So they've really come up in the pre-market. Let's go over here. GameStop, 12% up, guys. 154. Cost 6.5. AMC 5.71. So media 5.62. So nice moves across those squeeze stocks. Churchill Capital continues its decline, sitting at negative 2.66. And Palantir now only down 0.75. Was down over almost 3% before when we started the stream around 2.5 hours ago. We're about 48 minutes away from the market open. Are you guys hyped? Are you ready? Most people have said down for today, but I'm smelling a little bit of green just because the pre-market is always red on Mondays and seems to tend to reverse through that period. Now, it hasn't been maybe the last 2 weeks, but before that, definitely was. Way High Dude Man says, I got to learn how to take an L. We all have to learn when to take an L, unfortunately. Glenn says Salesforce. Fair enough. Salesforce is a good stock. 213 in the pre-market here. Strong stock, strong level. Salesforce fell a little bit further than I would have liked, but I had no problems thinking about it at the 203, 200. It's already given a decent little nice addition. The good thing about Salesforce is you can generally buy this stock in larger quantities because you know that it has well thought out fundamentals. It's been around for a long time. It's done its earnings report. It prepared well. It's done really well. So at 200, it found instant buying pressure. I don't blame people for having to go at it at that. Now it's back above that 213 or around the 213. If we continue to move up, we have the bullish rejection, the movement above, that would be nice. And then hopefully we can continue to go back into the structure towards the 260 again. I like the level. I think that Salesforce is pretty strong. Audacity says, I'm smelling the bull trap. It certainly could be. Remember, long leg doji is what you're looking at here. Market looks almost normal this morning, Finken says. Yeah, it does look almost normal. Nasdaq live is green now. Yeah. I'm still red on my futures. 12,586 on the futures here for the Nasdaq for me. Team green up, dollar and rates are up, stonks are down. That's what you would think. Hey, there's a lot of stocks overpriced, but at the same time, the market doesn't do anything we usually believe it does, yeah? Just you follow the trend, follow the price action. It's always easier to buy the damn market than it is to sell it. That's just the truth. 213.20 here. Right into the resistance for CRM. Good luck on that one. What's Tesla doing? Now only down 0.79. That's a big pullback from 3% down before. Very, very strong price action. 1 hour candle looking good on the S&P. Let's have a quick look at that. Johnny Bravo says. Let's check that out. Yeah, 1 hour does look strong. Look at it go. 38.41. I think it went up extra just then. Johnny Bravo. 38.67 is the point. It closed around 38.42, so we're basically back to green on green. 38.41 right now. So 38.42 will be back to flat from where it was on the Friday close. The market is strengthening into this open. What's our friends at GME AMC doing about this? Seems to be usually the opposite, unfortunately. When the market's down, these seem to find strength. When the market's up, they find weakness. I have a theory behind that. And the theory is that when maybe people are trying to like buy into stocks they think are going hyper, and then they're pulling money out and going into what they see as the safe haven, maybe retailer, and moving into GME. So pre-market 156 up 13.62%. Still looking really good. Moving into the 159 category, and pre-market AMC 853. Sebastian says GE is the way forward. Why the hate? There's no hate on GE. I've seen GE. Antonio says smells to me retail buy first hour. Very true. Followed by sell off again. That's why the close is the key. I usually do a lot of my purchasing well, at the moment, I've done some purchasing in the first hour, especially when it's been really sell-offy, like those flash crashes. But usually, yes, the closure point is the best point to look at the market and make your decisions. GME is about to take off here in a second here. Well, it's 155, so hopefully. Let's scroll down into the smaller time frames here for GME just to get an idea of how critical this thing could go if it gets through these resistances. Probably the story of the morning, dollar index and GME and AMC. So dollar index still holding a 92.25 here for the US dollar. Upstate New York Rise says ABBV, please. Failed a head and shoulder December Feb trading through consolidation. All right, I'll have a look for you, man. 10-year yields, 159, up 2.38%. Usually something that spooked the market. Doesn't seem to be in the first hour of power. Let's have a look at ABBV. George Lister says, sold my Salesforce on the 24th of Feb, wondering when it's good to get back in. It's pretty decent pricing right now, I think. You obviously need to make your own decisions there. This one here is, failed Head and Shoulders. I don't think it failed. I just don't think it closed below. So what we're talking about here is left head, a very wide right shoulder with a lot of consolidation. And if you look at the trend line, that's your neckline area there. So yep, it didn't close through the neckline. If it did, then it would look very, very short. It didn't. I would say this is starting to get near the end of the pattern. So you're basically just trading in the range now, as you mentioned. And where is this range? So we have 110 on the high side, and on the bottom side, maybe like a 104, 103. I wouldn't think too much of this. If it trades above the 110, it goes back to the 112. Yeah, nice pattern though. Just didn't work out for you. But you shouldn't have been in it either way. I mean, it didn't close either. Breaking the 155, sell wall though. Yes, this sell wall is big, but the biggest thing is going to be here. 159 is the true test for GME today. Buy in before the institutions buy 3 to 4:30 p.m. Dr. Horton says. Yeah, pretty much just near that 1 hour, that last 1 hour, usually you want to look at. That's the key kind of hour for trading. Thanks so much for the 2,157 people that are here. If you haven't already subscribed, definitely consider. We're at almost 1,200 likes, so thanks so much. And you know what time it is? Half an hour before the market open. So we're going green here on the market after a pretty big red Asian session. We are now 38.45 S&P 500. We are US 100 down only 0.31%. Was down about 1.6% before. Let's have a look at the futures screener. Refresh that one out. DAX up, Euro stocks up. VIX, we didn't even look at the VIX yet. We'll check that one out in a minute. US dollar index, lumber moving up as well. Where's our lumber? 884, still not 1,000 like where it was. Crypto coins, Bitcoin moving up nicely, 51,000. 52K is the absolute resistance you should be looking at on Bitcoin. A closure above there on the daily 4 hour, especially daily, would be incredibly significant. RuneScape says, we love you, FX. Thank you very much, RuneScape. Appreciate it. Hype the intro. Well, you guys get me to 1,300 likes, and we're going to do some intro action. Michael Davis says, oi, oi, oi. Also, how good is the GME underdog story? So many Aussies here backing that underdog. It's really cool to see the community come together in a way that's never happened before. The thing I'm always concerned about with this one, though, is because I've been around for 12 years trading these markets, is that unfortunately, Wall Street does end up winning. While you hurt people and you hurt a couple of hedge funds, there will be a lot of retail community hurt over the long term when things eventually do bust up. It can't hold forever. So I like it a lot. I think it's awesome. And I think more importantly, it's awesome that so many people are getting into controlling their own destiny in their investments. Not just saying, oh, I'm going to go put my money in this hedge fund or this other place, which truly a lot of the time don't look after your money. You're informing and educating yourself about something the system, and I mean the system, does not want you to learn. How many times in school did you learn about stocks? Did you learn about compounding properly? You just don't. It sucks. Time for the hype song, says Tahil. Yes. D-Man says hype the intro. Yep, absolutely. Dow Jones 30 is bullish today till now. Yeah, well, the Dow has more of the older stocks in it, and that's the reason why. This is mostly a hit on overpriced technology. Carol, your last name. Kuzinki? I'm not sure, but thank you very much. PLN $10. Could you tell us something about RKT, please? RKT. Let's check it out. All right. Wow, how the mighty have fallen. I don't look so dumb anymore, do I? Remember everyone on the stream, they're laughing at me. They're saying, Tom, why do you think $30 and $40 might be okay points to get out? Well, the problem is that this happens when the retail community get into something. Someone's always left, unfortunately, holding the bag. So look, it's a classic case of we had a channel breakout, we had a squeeze or a movement coming in here. I thought initially that we would have more resistance at the 30. It's a good time to talk about scaling in and out of stuff. So basically, if you have like a position like this and you don't know where it's going to stop, none of us do. 30 would have been my first kind of target. But if you want to, maybe you scale a portion out. So you say, I want to take a third off. Then you have 40 and you say, maybe I want to take a third off. Because you start to think, well, the valuation's getting a little bit too high. And then if you want to leave another third on, well, worst case scenario, it comes back down, it can hurt you. But you can also watch it using certain moving averages. So this was so fast, so quick, not as easy. But in a lot of other boom cases, what's happened is it's hit the 15 moving average, 20, and it's continued to bull off that. And the first time it closed underneath was your time to say, get out, I'm done, I'm out of RKT. Where is it now? It's on fairly heavy support. I would say if it's going to buy, it buys here. Rocket was never an option, says FF. It was always a big gamble on this one. Gotham Bag says, just the other day I was telling my friend why the hell I'll say, do they not teach about stock market in schools and long-term investing? Because think of it, the economy. If everyone was investing in stocks and saving money, is that good for the economy? Guys, what do you think? Is that good for the economy? Yes or no? Rocket got wrecked? It certainly does. The system does not want you to learn 100, George Lister says. It certainly doesn't. Apparently, RKT was try not to get wrecked. A few people pulling up on that one. Don't miss out on PLTR. She's moving. PLTR, let's have a look. 0.63. It certainly is moving. It is at the low. This stock does have buying pressure in it. Yes. We'll go back over the AMC GME and just watch this just in case it blows through. The main reason they don't want you to learn about investing and follow this thing, and I remember I was pissed off at school about this exact reason, is because they want you to spend. For an economy to grow, they need you to go buy a new TV. They need you to go buy something else. They need you to basically spend all of your money. Now, if you saved 25% of your wage and put it into investment, that's bad. It's not productive money in the economy. So rich people can do this because they have so much money on the overflow. But if everyone saved, that is very bad. So they have to incentivize you to spend. Consumeristic society is what they want. It is the pure essence of everything that we believe in capitalism, in socialism, in everything really in terms of investments. Nobody would be working hard jobs. Yeah, I mean, my opinion is just if you don't spend, then they don't like you. Rocket equals pump and dump. Let the weekly RSI rip up to oversold and jump in from the moving train. Yeah. Not sure. The stock market is not good for the economy. I mean, it's not the economy. It's totally different. That's right. We need for the stock market to be lots of these companies do well. Everyone needs to spend as well. Buying stocks moves money from the economy to the stock market. Correct. Why is the timer on GME? End of that candle, I think. That's a candle one. I'll take it off if you want. Where is it? I don't even know. Countdown to bar close. There you go, bro. Took it off. See, TradingView is such a good app. Now, if you want to look at TradingView, follow me up there. Click the link above. This is the best TA software out there, in my opinion. I would definitely suggest you use it. And then what you do is you can still trade with your current system. If you use Stake, if you use Webull, if you use Robinhood, maybe don't use Robinhood, but if you do use any of those programs, basically you're able to use other software to do your analysis, and then you come in and generally use it. TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, etc. S&P trying to go green. Yeah, so we're looking here pre-market. We're only now 23 minutes away. Thank you very much to the 2,049 people viewing with us for Monday Open. An exciting day for an exciting week. We are looking at 38.45 US 500 up 0.06. US 100 making a big recovery 0.3. BTC 50,900. ETH 1729 been very strong over the last 24 hours. Even XRP coming up here at 47 cents for the coin. Juho wants Neo. We'll take a look at Neo quickly for you, but don't spam it, yeah? It doesn't help you generally. Neo. Neo looks really weak. It'll be all about Tesla sentiment for this one. Previous supports. You don't want to close underneath here. It's make or break for a lot of these EV stocks, but particularly Neo. I didn't want to see it under 40, but if you're going to go to the wicks, then it's the last kind of area. 37.65 pre-market. Watch the close on Neo. I don't like it. It doesn't make me excited at these levels, unfortunately. 157 here, GME. Oh, it's putting pressure on the tops. Quick check on the pre-market. Let's have a look. GME crowd, be very happy. 14% up here, 156.90. You can see that price moving around. AMC starting to move 5.47, 850. 850 is resistance here. So Media, Palantir now green, was down 3% before. Molecular data, etc. Let's go to the screener. This is for 23 billion plus companies. Walt Disney now up 3%. Wow, 195. Good day. Salesforce up 1.74. On the flip side, mostly Chinese stocks down. They have recovered some. Baidu was leading the charge about 5%, now 2.7. I think Alibaba is also very difficult to invest into at the moment. Roku still down 1.64, was down a lot more. So pre-market has turned around here. Are you guys ready? Get us to 1,300 likes. We're going in for the intro. Give GME your power. It's not long now. 21 minutes till the market opens. Did you cover Apple? We certainly did cover Apple. It was right around that first buy support with the strong wicks coming off it. Previous buy pressure, trading at a 120 right now. So both of these levels were very, very strong buying. You're basically right around there with the 120. Get a movement above here today. That's going to be strong. Remember, the first hour is retail traders, and Wall Street don't care about us. They hate us. They're trying to take our money, so they will manipulate the market to whatever suits their best interest. Now, if everyone has had all their calls expired, so all the calls up here, Timmy's got his calls up here. Timmy's like, I believe in Apple 139 for Feb and March. And he's sitting here, he's like, yeah, I'm so happy. It's all good, it's all good. Oh, no, it's not so good. And now, poor Timmy has closed his calls. They've expired. And it's time for nasty Wall Street to push the market back up again. That's the thought process. That's pretty much what they do. Did I cover Dash? No, I didn't. Microsoft. I haven't looked at Microsoft in a while. Pretty boring stock. Apple is a great place to buy today, says Kevin. Interesting zone. Johnny Knoxville, thank you very much. Top of the morning to you, Tommy, at FX Evolution. No Fosters this morning. Johnny, I don't know where you found Fosters. You know you can't even buy it in Australia. So Johnny's pretty funny. He's drinking Fosters in the morning on the stream. Anyone else drinking beer to this stream in the morning in the US? I don't think so. but Johnny is. Bitcoin to 80K says don't worry. I like that. Don't worry. Tahil says PLTR. We looked at PLTR a lot. PLTR 24.15 up 0.84%. Expect that to continue its movement higher if the market sentiment remains green. 38.45 for the US 500. US 100 12,612. BTC, the points or the key area here for BTC through the session is going to be the 52,000. So we've got the resistances at the 52,000. Closure above there exposes 55 into the 58,000 range. So some key areas for BTC moving up. We've hit the 1300. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. I need this power. All right, I'm ready. Come on, GME. Come on, AMC. For the community, 159, 160. Let's switch scenes. Let's get it ready. It's time for the intro. All right. 1:12 a.m. my time. Not long now till the market opens. Everyone's keen to make money today. It's going to go green for at least the first couple of minutes. Good luck, guys. That's GME today. Look at it go. Look at that Fed stimulus. That should be called checks. All those checks. I see someone mention VB. Yes, well, if you have VB in your system, then you're either going to be poisoned or you'll like it. VB's an acquired taste. Victorian bitter, Johnny. If you can get hold of that, you're about to experience something that'll put a lot of hairs on your chest in a bad kind of way. Anyone like VB out there? All right, so dollar index coming in here, 92.18. We have our US 500 futures trading at 38.47. So I expect a little bit less. I knew that there was going to be support buying around 3,800 today. The futures did buy off. It was actually a pretty good futures trade. Now we're going to go test, it looks like, the top end of the session. So the market closed at 38.42. Here we are up here. Hand waving and head banging on, says Gotham Bags. Not me. Esteban says, lame, laughing my ass off. Hilarious intro. Thanks very much, bro. Emu export is the way. My God, you must be from like Perth. WA, Emu export. Oh, that's bad. Where's the 4X drinkers? Johnny, get 4X. That's a terrible beer as well. Kevin N says QQQ only 0.29% down. I'm going to go green today, guys, in my portfolio. It's going to be glorious. Lol, man, I need some of that. Must be a test booster, Maximus says. Yeah, it certainly helps us out. 38.50. Dollar index now declining a little bit. Always an important day in the markets, but maybe more today than ever before for a while because we need a lot of these stocks to hold their supports. Did you see what happened to Cloudflare? It got bashed. Check this out. This was a glorious thing. 0.79 down in the pre-market. Actually hit 61. My long-term target after busting through this got instantly reached during that flash. Wow. I was like, all right, okay. We haven't even looked at Square today. I'm surprised people aren't more interested in this. Still down. Oh, now it's up 0.84%. I thought you guys would be all over Square, getting excited about the prices that were happening last week. You had a 190 getting hit, and it instantly rebounded. I thought 200 was looking pretty good, but it got a 190 and then fully rebounded that. You're right. Fully rebounded. Now trading at 218. Wow. That's not bad on a non-meme stock. That was good. Watch Tesla into the open. I'm interested to see how Tesla reacts straight away. We'll put it on a 5-minute chart. Make that nice and Beautiful. Tesla trading in a very tight range here through the 5th of March after that initial rebound. Let's see how it goes. My friend got me a 50-year-old bottle of whiskey. Turns out it was just bad whiskey from 50 years ago. That's dodgy. They just gave you some off wine as well. I've had that given to me before. Someone gave me this like, oh, I've had this in storage for 30 years. Open the wine. Ooh, rancid. Very rancid. I almost drank it. Tom, we need some pre-market rocket hype. Don't worry, you got it. 13 minutes away from the market open here. Not too long. D-Man, $5. Thank you very much, D-Man. 20 days until Qatar. Zarko on the DUC. So, obviously, that's the... you're talking about the rally, yeah? What time is this? Just having a look myself. Wait a second. Host the round again on January 28th. I'm super confused now. What are you talking about there, D-Man? Thank you very much for the $5 though. So quick pre-round. AMC $8.49 straight into resistance. Critical resistance at the 850. Previous supports will act as the resistance zone. If it closes above here on a 15-minute, hopefully that can then expose the 850 into... sorry, the 850. The $9 into 940 area. GME 154 still holding relatively well. 154. How much is it up? 12% now. It was up more. 160 is the key level. But remember, Robinhood traders can't trade the pre-market. So we'll have to see how they pick it up and whether we go into some halts. Halts are evil for GME. We do not want halts. MotoGP? Yeah, that's what I thought. MotoGP. Yes. You know, I don't follow the MotoGP. I know you guys love it a lot, but yeah, I don't follow it that much. I grew up in an area where the MotoGP came, and I watched that one. But I don't follow it, unfortunately. I follow like NBA in America. That's probably my major sport I follow. Boxing, MMA, that type of stuff. Think GME will pop at open. Well, I think that's when you get the retail crowd come in from Robinhood. It's really important that the first half an hour of sentiment holds up. So hopefully that's when the pop does come. 600 plus here for Tesla. So everything's hyping now into the morning. 0.26 down now for US 100. Only 11 minutes away from the open. Everything's popping except for the dollar index. Do you follow the F1? Not that much. It does come to Australia. It comes to my hometown. Robinhood traders have pre-market 9 to 9:30. Oh, okay. I can't use Robinhood here in Australia, so they're already in. Okay, so they're already in. No worries. That's one thing I don't know about because I can't use the platform. SLF smash full. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but unfortunately at $800, that would be unfortunate if you're holding whatever that is. Stonks only go up, yes. Bang on. 30 minutes in, I can go to sleep. Michael Davis. Yep, that's exactly right. 30 minutes is all that matters on these stocks. I know a lot of people go and watch streams and they sit there on the GME and they watch it through, but predominantly the first action is in the first 30 minutes, gives you the sentiment, and you can basically just set your targets and walk off. It's not, it trades like that. If the sentiment's bad, it gets dumped. If the sentiment's good, you can just say, hey, cool, I've watched it for as much as I need to watch it for. It's like understanding different stocks. Some stocks move hard in the morning. Some stocks move hard at night. Some stocks have more retail traders in them, e.g. Tesla. So they go towards key critical resistances or supports. That's the type of thing. Can you take a look at Fastly? Looks very similar to Net. Yeah, Fastly is a little bit crapper company, I think, from the way I look at it. So Fastly, there's a guy called Muji. He's pretty good to watch about this. He understands the tech better than me. So yeah, look, Fastly's had a couple of big crashes in it. Very, very similar to CrowdStrike, everything else. 65.78. It's found nice. Bullish pressure coming through. Pre-market up 1.45. Has been as high as 120. Look, from a pure percentage returns and also where it's been in the past, you would start to think this is pretty good buying for Fastly. The earnings report was a bit off, and that already caused selling pressure. But yeah, the buying is nice. November buying, again, it's actually even more of a discount than the other ones. 8 minutes now, guys. Stonks go right, says Marcus. There will be a time when that happens. Sean says, a YouTuber that doesn't shill, send out buy alerts or sell courses, a man I can trust. Oh, I sell courses, Sean. You can't trust me, yeah? I do sell my own course. But the rest of that stuff, nah, I don't really shill. But don't worry. If it happened and I got a sponsorship from people I don't mind, then I'll take it. I'll take it if I don't mind it. If I think I have had some, though, recently, since we got bigger, people send me crap. And I mean, it's crap, like complete crap. Like, oh, please talk about this stock. We'll give you 14 grand. It's a lot of money, actually, like 10 grand for this channel. And I'm like, well, I'd never do it because it's crap. But never, ever, ever listen to anyone that takes sponsored payments for a stock, for a coin, for something like that. You almost should disregard them straight away. It is unethical. And I believe that if it does continue in this field, like some people have been calling it out, it will be the thing that brings the finance, the cool section that's coming in here on YouTube, undone. It's going to be like all that 2017 BitConnect kind of crap again. Remember when people were shilling BitConnect? Terrible. Do not take YouTubers' advice on specific weird stocks that you've never heard of if they've got any sponsorship around it. It's just trash. Johnny Knoxville says, at FX Evolution, I know you were surprised about my education on Oz. I have a buddy who runs a drum shop in Brisbane called the Drum Cartel. I quite like that name. And we had an Aussie exchange student in high school. Oh, well, there you go, Johnny. That's why. So 6 minutes here away from the open. Quick shout out. BTC, 50,800. Where is the value today? Well, the value is probably in some of these stocks that people quite like. Things like PLTR, things like Net Square. They're all kind of falling to zones that make more sense in them from a technical perspective. We just looked at Fastly there. That was something that the community wanted to look at. Those stocks have been beaten down a lot. If you have high conviction stocks and you like the areas, you can always put some powder in on those areas, but you've got to make, of course, your own decisions and have your own strategy. One of my strategies is I have convictions. When I have the conviction in the stock, you can buy more of it. It's like buying Apple. If you're smart about it, these are opportunities. Liberty says, so true, well said. Thank you very much. Michael Davis says, again, you can't buy Aussies. You probably can't, no? But you probably can, actually. I'm sure you can buy people. Sean says, lol, thanks for being honest. I haven't even noticed your courses. You're obviously not shilling. I appreciate that. No, they're in the description below. One of the mods shares it out, but I don't really push them too hard. I think that it's worth pushing them at certain times because you've got to make money and live yet. But at the same time, because it's run a business, but at the same time, you don't have to go too crazy. Can you take a look at Plug? Is Plug still okay or is it Plug gone? NNDM, that's another one that everyone always asks about. NNDM, first look at this, looks really bad. I'm sorry. $350 million market cap, went up hard, came down a lot. Back into structure at least, pre-market is up. Look, the decline is pretty bad. You're going to have problems around $10 as well. Resistances here are going to, well, supports are going to act as resistance. That'll hit the 20. I think 10's problem, as low as it got, there was some left support. I don't like this. I find there's better things out there, but NNDM hopefully has found some support for now. Watch the 10 on that one. And Plug, before we get into the market open, what's going here? Plug's kind of similar. It's going to struggle around 42. Been bearish on this one for the last couple of weeks. At least it came off previous resistance, acting as support, similar to the other stocks. Strong buying here, at least some buying here. If you're wondering when plug should go more bullish, I'd probably zoom in here, go to the 1 hour. I don't like it. Can I say I don't like it? I don't like it. I really don't like it. But if it's going to hold, it's going to hold here. And if it's going to go bad, it's going to continue to go bad. Down to like 20 bucks. Oh, that's brutal, isn't it? It's bad. Shady says we missed the Virgin today. Space, please. Yeah, SPCE. Get asked a lot about that one. Can we take a look at CCL? I think you've been fairly good there, Liberty. So we'll check that one out. I see you asking that one. CCL, Carnival Group. Bounced off the nice area of 24. Carnival Group's showing the first bull sign. So previous resistance. Finding buy pressure there. This is definitely in recovery right now. Strong $40 resistance. 3 minutes off the market open, so we'll get out of here in a minute. $30 is going to be hard just because it's psychological. And then I hope after that point, you won't have much problems to 40. I could see this as a deep value stock if you believe in the cash flow and everything. So CCL is interesting. I've got to read this one from Sid. Eyes needs a new prescription, going all over the place. Yeah, Eyes is mental. Be careful of that. That's like another rocket to the moon. Except as people said, a rocket equals wrecked, yeah? Thank you so much for the 1,957 people joining us. We're almost averaging like 2,300 or something for these streams, which is just amazing. So that's thanks to the support, the liking from you guys, the community in general. I think we're making one of the best communities here in live stream in general variety. I've watched a few other live streams. No one has quite the variety. Would you guys agree? Do you reckon we're one of the bigger varieties of TA? I'd say so. Hype before the market open. All right, we'll give it one more time. We kind of need it. GME here, 154. It's starting to lag. 854, 3848, 602. Let's do it. Hype before the market. Make it quick. We'll go down to the 8 seconds. I don't even know if we've got enough time. 129. Wow. All right, let's do it. Here we go. It's us today. There we go, guys. We're ready. Here we go. Countdown's coming on. Do I even have... I don't even have the bell. I don't have the bell. It's bad. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. And we're off. Ding, 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 ding. Whew. Monday is open. What's happening? We've got 600 open on Tesla. Straight to the 602. Then down. 38.50 for US 500. Open slightly higher. GME does go down to 152, 151, 55. And AMC instantly hits the resistance of 850. GME's tanking a little bit. Remember, it's a 5-minute chart. Some people probably taking a little bit of profit. Can we get recovery? Be a little dip buyer saying, oh, well, I want to make 4%, so I'm going to buy down here. That's all good. Let's have a look at the pre-market into market changes. What do we got percentage-wise? Oh, I dropped it. 1 sec. Bring that over. All right. 4.51% for Trade Desk. Walt Disney copping almost a 4% update. That's a big one. Salesforce 1.47. So it's really just led by Walt Disney and Trade Desk. On the downside, DoorDash getting bashed 5.27. All the Chinese stocks also getting bashed quite a lot. Lots of red there. Let's go back over to the GME situation. 152, 835 now for AMC. It's probably going to need GME to pull it through to get through that 850. Donation coming in here from Johnny Knoxville. Appreciate it, Johnny. You're always donating around this time. I like this. Abby says GME dead straight away. Knoxville, $5. $72 in my checking until Friday, Tom. Here's another $5 for beer. Appreciate it, man. Maybe I have to drink a beer with you on the stream. That's probably bannable by YouTube, yeah? Probably some like gross thing. 157. Oh. 158. Yes. Oh. I like it. 159, guys. 159. Here we go. The 160. The 160. 869. So it's coming through. 160 is cleared. Oh, it's a rocket ship. 161. 160 is cleared. It's pretty critical. Hold above there. Remember, it hasn't held. You guys are getting hyped now. Tesla now 595. The market seems to turn around when GME goes wild. Look at this. Look at this market. The market hates GME going wild. 0.63, 0.68, instant drops, 0.71. Oh my God, GME goes up, the market goes down. It's true. Can we hold above the 160? 165, now up 18.5%. Would you like to retract the statement, Jib, from before when you said it was dead instantly? To the moon. Oh my goodness, it must hold though. A no hold above this zone is just going to go back to that left-hand side. Oh, seems so long ago. Let's get out of the 5 minute for a minute here. Go the 1 hour. Get that price action. So see how when it first broke through, it did it. But it couldn't hold even a 4 hour or a daily. So I'd like to see at least this first hour hold above the 162. Show us some strength. Remember, a series of higher lows coming into the GME situation. So GME above 160 is good. But the diamond hands must hold it there, otherwise it is going to fail. Tesla now 588, so the whole market coming, well, probably hyperstocks coming down. Net down 2.25%, Square down 1%. Nasty hyperstocks getting beaten again. From being green to being red in 30 seconds. It's like gone, come in 30 seconds. Esteban says crash incoming, I call it. The problem is the more that this happens, and I agree with you on this point, the more that we get wild ass swings. So these wild swings are not good. The more this wild swing type of stuff occurs, the more chance we are actually of going into a crash. So every other point you've noticed what the market's done is the market's come down, it's crashed or corrected, whatever you want to call, and then it's instantly bounced up with very little follow-through movement other ways. It's just been like, yeah, stonks only go up. Now, what we're seeing this time is we're seeing a fairly large, if not very deep correction in hypergrowth, and it's going like this. That's bad. We don't want that. The more that happens, the more failure that occurs. So 160, no hold above the zone for now. 151. Still early days, only 5 minutes in. As we know with GME, it can be up, down, and all around, and then all of a sudden it completely reverses. Square now down 2.3%, 2.5%. What's happening with Bitcoin? 50,500, 1720 here for ETH, 38.36 on the market. The dollar index is bulling 92.25. So the dollar index has strengthened a little bit into this market open. VIX trading at 26.3. So volatility is up 7%, 26.4 now. The main problem as well is it's actually quite hard to trade in incredible volatile swings. You're basically just going, okay, I'll buy this up. You can't use confirmation. You've just got to be like, buy this up, buy the dip. I kind of want to I want to wear like a big just buy the dip t-shirt. Should I make the buy the dip t-shirt? Trade the dip. One day at a time, sweet GME, says Michael Davis. Well, it just needs to hold above. Come on, back up. We might have to get the bloody fence out in a minute. Tesla 585, US 500 still 38.36. We'll bring up Coifin. Let's have a quick look here at what's actually going in the sectors. I'm going to guess based on all of the analysis I'm seeing so far that this is not a sector led by every sector. It's just tech, consumers discretionary that are getting slaughtered. Let's load it up. I'll bring it on the screen. Check it out. Hey. Seems to be crashing here a little bit. Maybe I've just got to stop recommending it. It says here the ticker's not loading. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's load this up. So we've got technology down 0.92%. Pretty much what we thought. Financials 0.46. And industrials up 0.49. I still think industrials are an interesting sector. Definitely an interesting sector. Energy barely up. Consumer discretionary only down 0.03. So it's mostly a tech-led initial little sell. Remember, they like to play funny with us in the morning, so don't think it's too scary just yet or anything like that. Let's have a look at the 1 month. Yeah, that's going to take too long to load. Too early in the morning for that one. Most interesting stocks according to the rankings here today. I'll just quickly show you guys. We've got EYES, EYES moving up 67% in the market open, over 300% yesterday. Probably scary to be in, I would say. GNOG, Golden Nugget Online Gaming, has got a lot of interest in it. LOTS, XPeng, XPEV that is. Health Sciences Acquisition Corp, IMVT, is up 30%. We've got Net Element, NETE, up 20.36%. VE Chain, all of those things moving well. Discussion points, AMC, SPY, Dogecoin, don't ask me why. SOS, Tesla, Ocugen, Paychest, GameStop, Palantir. So the usual suspects mostly in most active. Okay, thanks Clem for before if you're still up. I understand now. We're looking at TA of something and I could not make sense of it. No fence? You don't want the fence. Bitcoin crashing. Man, you scare me there, Club Havana. I look over and you say Bitcoin crashing. It's like 50,350. Come on, man. ETH 20%. What about ETH 20%, Melvin? Thoughts on GE? Dollar up, markets down. Yeah, dollar up usually does mean markets down. But look at the turn here. Tesla coming back in. 592. Square now only down 1.65%. Oh, 1.7%. GME floating all the way around. Now, if it closes like that, imagine that as a long leg doji. Complete indecision candle. Still maintains a very tough point for it, this 160, to close above. Close on a significant time frame. We really won't know that for some time. Approaching 10 minutes into the market here, guys. Thanks so much to the 1,860 people or 1,900 or whatever people that are joining us. I do appreciate it. At FX Evolution, Mark Cuban spoke on Dogecoin. Way high dude bad. What did he say? It was good? What did Mark Cuban have to say about Dogecoin? I swear like Mark Cuban's just trying to be really, really relevant at the moment. He always likes getting in on these things so that he's like a... I like Mark Cuban a lot. I think his trade is one of the best trades ever. When he put the put on his Yahoo stock just to cover it, he called all his staff, credit to him. He called them all and he said, buy the put 10% down, lose that so that you can be a millionaire. And he was right. He was right. Oh, that's just crap. Are you serious? He did not say this. Dogecoin to the moon. Mark Cuban says $1 will definitely happen. Is that like financial advice when you say definitely will happen? If Mavericks fans keep rolling. All right. What's this? Oh, so he's going to buy Dogecoin. See, he's marketing. Get it. I can't use it. Got to close that right now. That was way too much marketing on this stream for Mark Cuban. Johnny Knoxville, if I hit $500 on Exxon today, I can retire. Good luck there, Johnny. I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. Tesla now 606. GME still struggling around the 155. AMC showing something a little bit better, though. Getting through the 850. Dallas Mavs will use... Yeah, I see it. I see it. Very much a marketing ploy. I like his marketing. He's a sneaky one. 863 here. Closure above on the 15 minutes is significant. We've got 4 minutes here for AMC. I like it. Come on now. US 500, pretty big recovery coming through. 38.54. Sectors that are moving. It is XLK still down 0.4%. Energy now number 1. So you'd be happy there, Johnny. That's good. XLF up 1.1%. XLE up 1.11%. So what will happen now is you'll actually see the financial sector overextend. So everyone's packing into this financial sector. Remember I told you we're getting close to the end when everyone talks about it? So now that everyone talks about financials and energy, not just us on this channel since pretty much November, now it's almost over. And you've got to start following it by the moving averages. So if you start to look at maybe JPM, and you think, well, what's happening here? Are we starting to move up? So we've gone through that bearishness action. It's already had a very nice breakout. We're $100 in November. Now we're trading at 152. So it's 52% up on a bank. That's pretty rare. What's the next step for this one? So I think these guys will make a lot of money. But if you still go check out some of the others, they're going to be starting to extend out. They might go to like 160, 165, move too far away from the moving averages. Where's the weekly here? Go back in the history and you'll notice that banks, when they hyperextend away from the 20 moving average, they generally just fall off. See this. Look. Bad. That is a nasty hyperextension in banks, which will not sustain for that much longer. So the trend's all good right now. You keep following that trend. We never stop following the trend until the trend ends. But when it does end, this bank is too far away and it will start to struggle at some point very, very soon. Be careful there, guys. Tesla now bulling up 614. Get the 2 hour on Tesla. So our thoughts are the 2 hour 20 exponential. That's at 640-ish today. That's going to be the struggle point for Tesla right around this area here. AMC continues to bull 870, 2 minutes now to the 15-minute close. Thank you so much. 38.62. So we're going to put resistance pressure now. 38.67 on the US 500. That's where it went up to through the Asian session. So there is some buying pressure coming back in here. Square now up 1.4%. Jesus, some big percentage moves you can make here. Think about 2 and a bit % down before, now 1.39. It doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot in the normal stock trading world. This isn't normal these last couple of years. Going to buy the Doge, way high dude man says. Dogecoin is the Walmart of currency. All right. You guys love the Doge. Can't be Canadian without owning a bank stock. It's like Australia. You can't be an Australian without owning one of the big four. PLTR and CCIV are going green. Yeah, so PLTR definitely 1.5% is a little bit low probably for it. CCIV, feel like a lot of the luster and greatness around that one's worn off. There's the close. That's very good for AMC crowd. GME is being a little bit disappointing right now. The AMC crowd, though, trying to get it back up with the percentages. 8.5%, 8.7%. GME still holding 11.41. Went as high as 165. Must hold today to get big, bullish, crazy green arrows in the aftermarket. I think above 160 would be glorious. 886 here. So AMC is moving to the next zone. As we thought, it should find some pressure into the 9 and then the 940. Let's see if we can get up there. Oop. Into the 9 and then the 940. AMC is looking all right. Tesla still coming up. 640 would be the target for the day. AMC running. Yeah, no, I see it. Anyway, guys, that brings us to the end of the stream. We always end here around 15 minutes into the market open. I'm excited for next week because daylight savings is getting better for me. It'll be 12:30 open instead of 1:30 in the morning. I do work during the day, so I got to go do that. But thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed the stream, please remember to subscribe. Hit that like button anyway. It's been awesome. Thanks for the donations, guys. Big donations day as per usual. The community is the best. I'll be coming back to you tomorrow live. Tuesday market open. We'll be doing the pre-market into the market as much as we can. And I'll see you again Wednesday as well. And most likely Thursday and Friday. So all this week, we'll be here on YouTube discussing these points. I'll probably make a video tomorrow as well around what happens today. I think there's some big closes for Bitcoin, back to 51,000, almost 200 by the way. Ethereum, 1750, very nice. And the stock market, wherever it may close. Gold also bounced right around that zone, that 1670 when it hit it. And dollar index currently trading at 92.15. So thanks so much. We'll catch you soon tomorrow in either a video or a live stream out there. Bye, guys. You didn't think I'd leave you without the hype, yeah? Come on. I don't do that to you guys. Here you go. Get hype for the day. Good luck. All right, here you are. I'm back. Don't leave so fast. This is you guys for the rest of the stream. While I'm sleeping, you're doing this.